Yes, people, we are back with a Prem panel show. It's yourself, man, like Matt. I am hosting today. And today we got a slightly different setup because we got a Man United fan and a Man City fan sitting together, but they're brothers. We got Daps and Cass in the building. We got George, obviously, and we got Gooner Lee. Are you man blessed though? You man all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, man.
Yeah? Cash, you good? You blessed?
I can't lie, I'm a bit focused on the Man United game, but I'm good.
I know you are. Yeah, good,
new beginnings.
Cool. What about you, Cash? You good? Sorry, Dap. Sorry, I meant Dap.
Wow.
Sorry,
Wow.
bro. Because
I get it.
the same settings now, innit? The same settings now.
If me, Castle George said that, would be political, bro.
Yeah, my bad.
I mean, look, you got two black guys for beard, innit?
What are you saying, Lee? Anyway, Lee, how
No, wait, Daps. We're gonna get to how you know, Daps. You look happy. You look happy, bro. You look good.
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know,
Yeah.
I've got my brothers moved in. I've sold my flat. Personal stuff's going very well. And right now, I've realised that living with a United fan could be a lot of fun because I find stuff funny that he's losing his head over. And welcome to the world of Bruno Fernandes. So
I hear that. And last but not Gooner Lee, bro, what is going on, family? You blessed?
Listen, man, as I say every week, I'm here so I don't get fined, man.
Yeah. I hear that. No, but you're representing, so big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Listen, don't worry, man. It's all good. It's family, innit? It's family. But no, people, listen, smash that like button if you haven't already. I know, I just saw. Smash that button if you haven't already. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the guys as well. The links are in the description. Go subscribe to them and go watch their content because they come here each and every week. You know what I'm saying? They take time out of their day. And I just want to say as well, people, make sure you show them love and respect because I get it. It's football banter, but let's never go over the top in it because these man, they're my brothers in it. I respect them all, and you guys should do the same. So respect to them all. But listen, people. In fact, before we even get into the show, I just want to say as well. After this show, the the Views Review show will be out. It'll be premiering after this show. So also, I'm just gonna play a little snippet from that and make sure. For next week, if you haven't obviously sent one in for this week, make sure you put yourself on that Views Review. So let's play a little snippet from this still.
Yes, people. Views Review, Liverpool 1, Fulham 0. And as our anthem goes, it's You'll Never Walk Alone. And even though I'm far from home like Spider-Man, I made sure I tuned in. Boy, Liverpool came out the traps flying. They were trying to score an early goal. Just the only thing that they lacked was that final third pass. But credit to Fulham, man. They stood up strong. Marco Silva, you know, he made sure that his players were up for a fight. They weren't on the beach. You know, they had a real sting in their tail. Harry Wilson coming back to his boyhood club, looking to
big up the man them settings.
Hold on. Where was he?
I don't know what country, you know.
Wherever he was, I need to be.
Bro, you know, I was looking at the background thinking, bro, I need
the noise.
I need them settings. Yeah, the noise, the wildlife. Facts.
I didn't hear a word he said. I was just
I could see the wildlife in the background.
Close
Yeah.
to wildlife zoo.
I'm looking at the trees going, that is not an oak. And I'm looking at hearing the wildlife and thinking, that is not a sheep.
No, I hear that. But listen, people, we need to talk about football. We need to talk about certain clubs. We'll start off a little bit light. So we'll start off with Spurs today. And you guys have all seen the headlines about Spurs. Obviously, I mean...
Yeah, what's new?
What's new with Spurs other than losing to Liverpool? No, to be fair, let me not even do that. I'm the host. Let me not do that.
Don't even go there. That could have been
I'm not going to do that. No, sorry, I've forgotten, George. Who was your last game against? Sorry, that's my bad. Who's your last game against? Sorry.
Was you?
Huh?
It was you.
Was it us?
Yeah.
Was it? I thought you played a game after, you know.
No.
That's kind of
no. We didn't have 2 games this week. We only had the one.
Okay, for some reason I thought you had another game. That wasn't even a setup, and I generally thought
where's this going?
Because there's been midweek games. That's why. But no, listen.
So Matt, therefore, based on the fact that the last time they played was you, carry on with where you were going before.
Yeah.
Sorry. We had to play the referees as well because they seem to be on your side in that game. But
really?
Sorry.
Sure?
What?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
are you brethren to Skip? Is Skip your brethren?
Sorry, what?
Is Skip your brethren?
Sorry, I had to go check in the hospital because Jota's boot was still stuck in his face. But never mind.
Really? But you
Some
sure
people still survive
Skip
that.
didn't want to dislocate his ankle?
Some people still.
But again, we can call it. Listen, we can call it what it is. But for me, they both were red cards. They won. And listen, let me get back in.
Has Konate been practicing his bear hug techniques recently, or is that just?
Oh my
just
gosh!
in game,
Is this how you lot are carrying on?
I'm just saying.
You lot are hurting, innit? You lot are hurting.
You know what? I agree with you, George, because I saw
You man are hurting.
driving yesterday as well, and nothing,
That's
And-
we're gonna get on.
You know what I mean?
We
Like,
need
you
to
must
deal
be
with
talking
Spurs
about
first.
paying referees, you know.
I didn't
No,
know we
no,
were
but
playing
let me-
basketball. I didn't realize there was a no contact.
Oh
sport,
my
and you still
George!
get
All right,
penalties.
so let me say this.
Crazy.
Let me say this. When things don't go right for you, obviously you're gonna start looking for things. And one thing I will say, and I'll be honest, it was a red card for Jota. It was, but it was also a red card for Skip. That's why I say. That's why I think it's fair. I do think it's fair. Come on, we have to keep it up. But it's more about you guys, and this isn't me. It's more about you guys' form. Obviously, you guys were in a bad way, and I look at Spurs and think, can you guys find that resolution? Can you find a solution to your problems, bro? Obviously, you're not in good form. I think you're in 6th place. I think you probably might still get Europe, but are you really worried now that just the way how things are for your club? Like, do you even see this continuing on into next season?
No, listen, I've written off the end of this season now. I'm done. Like I was never expecting a result at Anfield anyway because
Big up the chat.
when was the last time we won there? I think it was 2011 was the last time I saw we won there. So there's always something dodgy every year, whether that's down to decisions or our players just totally missing the mark. So I wasn't expecting anything, but obviously it was a horror show.
That was shady. You just did it again. You just mentioned decisions.
No, I said our players. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, sorry, putting words in my mouth there. Cool. No, I'm kidding, man. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything in that game. I just think, obviously, the way it goes, man, like being 3-0 down, it's the same old crap every week. Even with the Man U game where we managed to get a result back, it's still like the defense is a complete horror show this season. And the sooner a lot of those players are gone, the better for me. So that's why I'm writing off the end of the season and just praying for better things in the summer. But I do seem to do this every year and have the same conversations every year. So I'm not hopeful.
No, I hear that. And the reason I say that is because obviously we've had a tough season this season, just like you guys. And to be fair, obviously both have been below standards. But I'm just wondering whether.
By the way.
I mean,
I'll take your below standards all day long.
Liverpool and Spurs have been really, really bad this year. And the reason why I'm asking this question, George, is because I look at your club and I do see some similarities, but I think, I could be wrong because maybe I'm looking at it a bit biasly, but I'm thinking you may be in a worse situation potentially than us because I also look at the Harry Kane situation. And let me ask you on that as well. Like, the more this continues, obviously, I know you've only got like 4 games left or 5 games left, so how many it is now, but are you really, really worried now about the Kane thing, or are you still confident that he's going to stay potentially past this season?
The reason why I'm confident he will stay past this season is only because I know what Daniel Levy is like. And if he's still here come the summer, I know that he's either going to hold out for 100 million plus for a Premier League team, or it would have to be someone like Real Madrid that prize him away. Otherwise, I think we'll genuinely wait for him to knock down the end of his contract next year and let him go.
Not Man United? You don't think Man United could potentially prize him?
Potentially. I think they've got the best chance in the league, considering they need a striker and they fork up ridiculous money for crap players anyway. But that sort of gives Levy an even more incentive to hold out for ridiculous numbers, even with 1 year left on his contract. So for me, I've always said it's either United or no one for me this year. I think he won't want to leave the Premier League still, I don't think. And I do understand, obviously, like Real Madrid, you've got a massive chance of winning the Champions League. But I don't know, man. I just he just strikes me as the sort of guy that just won't want to move his family abroad.
Do you know what? I actually think with Kane, who were we talking about earlier on? Right, I was talking with Cass earlier on about the Bellingham thing and saying we will never know the truth, but it would be interesting to actually know the true, real reasons why Bellingham picked who he picked. Yeah, like
yeah.
And we never get to hear or find out the true reasons, and I'm sure it's a number of different things. But with Kane, if you deep it, like as a man, and we all face different options in our life, it's pressure. If you think what Kane's facing right now, he's facing the fact that if he stays at Tottenham, he'll be seen as a Tottenham legend, right? If he stays in the Premier League, he could break Shearer's record. If he goes to Man United, people say there's a chance he might win a league. If he goes to and if you deep it as a man, a grown man, yeah, and knowing that this might be the last contract of his, or this is the last big contract of his career.
So I think, yeah, last big contract. That's what I think as well, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm one of these people that I honestly believe this defines Kane. If he doesn't leave, it kind of tells us a bit about his mentality. But at the same time, like, I don't want to wish pressure on any human being in life. And it is one of them ones where it's like, he must be sat there every night thinking, I don't know what I want to do this summer. What is the right option? I need a sign to show me what the right option is, because I don't know. Like, for me personally, I've had people sell Bayern to me that Bayern might be the right option.
I just don't see it, man.
I hear you, bro, but for me, when we played Bayern in the Champions League, especially the second leg at the Allianz, what Bayern missed was a gunman.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They definitely need one.
I never really feared that they were going to score 3 goals against us. Whereas you put Kane there, and he has the Van Persie at Man United effect if he goes to Bayern.
Yeah, he's a difference maker, 100%. Yeah. Lee, listen, Lee. Let me go to you next. Listen, you're one of the favorites of this channel. You're the people's champion, Lee. Let me ask you this next question about Harry Kane.
Let's go, champ.
Obviously,
let's go.
You've seen full hand what Kane can do. Obviously, obviously they're your closest rivals, so to speak. They're your noisy neighbors. But you see the Harry Kane situation, Lee, all jokes aside, yeah? Can you see him leaving Spurs finally this season? Or do you think he might stay in? And like what Daps was saying, if he does stay, do you think that says more about him playing it safe, like maybe about his mentality, all jokes aside?
Do you know what? Listen, people, not many people know that his wife, I was in his wife's class at uni, and they've been childhood sweethearts. Tell us more. No. They've been childhood sweethearts ever since, man. So
fair play,
fair play.
Yeah,
they ain't moving abroad, man. I can't see. They're Chinkford through and through. Like,
he has his 4th kid on the way as well.
4th kid on the way. Like, I'm telling you, they ain't going abroad, man. I can't see that. I went to Middlesex. Her sister, his wife was in my class for the whole 3 years. Okay. I can't see it. They're just such Londoners. They're used to their life. They've built a new purposely built house. Like, so I can't see that. I can't see that happening. I've got a few friends that are friends with him, and I just don't see that happening. I really don't. But you never know. But listen,
do you know what?
Just that's very quickly, actually. Obviously, no one knew that. So
just very quickly as well, like he's the one that's gone in front of camera after the losses recently. And if you actually see like the way he talks, he genuinely talks like a Spurs fan as well when he's saying when things aren't good enough and stuff. So obviously it might just be like blind hope being a Spurs fan, but just from the way I hear it, from what he's saying, it's more to me sounding like he's really trying to call for change at the club. Rather than what I will say himself.
What I will say is I do think that if he does stay, I don't know for that guy, man. I really don't know for that guy. Like, it will be a crazy move to stay there. I can't see it happening. I just think he needs to go. I think for himself, for everybody else, I think he needs to go. And look, I think actually for Tottenham, it may do them a kind of. I'm not going to say justice, but I think it might help them progress as a team. I don't think Tottenham are ever going to be the same team anymore. I don't see them being relevant in any way.
They're going to win stuff now.
No, I don't think they're going to be relevant. I really don't. I don't even think they're going to be partially relevant anymore because they don't spend money. They've got money, but they don't spend it. And ultimately, you've got a game changer.
We spend money on crap. That's what we do.
But where I'm going with this is Harry Kane is the equalizer for them to get top 4 because he just scores goals. He's got 24 goals in the Premier League, which I didn't even know. I believe
25 now.
25 in the Premier League.
That's serious.
So,
I can't even lie.
When you look at that,
no, it's not.
But that is serious for a team as bad as Spurs.
It's not serious.
Your mic's a bit fuzzy, bro.
You sound like you're like
crackling
on the water. Yeah, you sound like you're on the water.
Crackling.
Like it sounds a bit alien, like you're an alien.
Still now?
It's got like a real crackle, like.
1 second.
It sounds like you're like alien or something. It's weird. For me, honestly, I think if he stays at Tottenham, listen, you can look at it either way. Look, he wants to do this. He wants to break the record at Tottenham. fair play to him. But this sport is about winning, yeah, and you want to win something. You can't be Harry Kane, and for all the ways I've tried to diminish him and his whole career, you know, all the big moments that he's fluffed his lines. The guy's a fantastic striker. He scores all types of goals. I saw a stat with, you know, the amount of left foot, right foot, and headering.
It's almost all equal.
It's all equal.
He's a complete striker, bro.
Yeah,
he's a complete striker.
And he's dropping into a creator now as well. I think he's genuinely. I think he's doing it better than Rooney did as well.
He could
Rooney's
do it
technique.
all.
So I think that's where you have to give the guy credit. But for me, if he stays at Tottenham,
it's peak, innit?
I'll take a 2-year loan to Madrid, win the Champions League and La Liga, and then he can come back a winner, and then happy days.
Do you know what it is?
Whatever he does, man. But I think Man United is set up for him. I think Man United. Listen, even Liverpool, but they just don't have the money.
They won't have the cash with what else.
Yeah,
they
don't
have
have
to
the
spend.
cash.
Yeah.
And he won't go Chelsea as well, because I know that it genuinely would just ruin his legacy at Spurs if he goes there. So I think it's Man United or bust for the league.
I think so. I think
either way, whatever happens, he's going to end his career at Spurs, no matter what.
You think he can end his career at Spurs?
I think even if he leaves, I think we'll take him back, even when he's like 36 or something, just because.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. One thing I will say though, like, and even to Lee's point about you know, Harry potentially not wanting to leave. One thing I will say, Lee, I remember you talking about his wife and whatnot, and like how you sort of knew them, but. Remember, he did want to go Man City. His brother was heavily pushing that. Obviously, brother.
No, I meant abroad. I meant
abroad. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
No. For sure, that
Man City, Manchester easy.
The Manchester thing, Man City thing was 100%. That was almost done.
That was almost done for me.
That was almost done.
Yeah.
But I just don't see them going abroad. They are such English, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is like I saw someone talking about English players and going abroad, and you look at someone like Rio Ferdinand, like he didn't go abroad, and look how he turned out his career. He had a poor season at QPR, but other than that, fantastic career in England. So fair play to him, and he went to Leeds, West Ham, and obviously to Man United and had glory. So listen, sometimes you just want to be in your surroundings, and now we're talking. I'm sure we're going to get onto this whole Bellingham thing. Fair play to the guy, because he wants to go abroad. He's going to have to learn a new language. He's going to have to do all of these things, and he's going to be there for at least another 9 years until he's 30 at least. So 20. That's 11 years. So I think he's 19. So yeah, like something around.
Makes sense for him because he's young, whereas Kane, like he's 30 now. It's
there you go.
It's such a big ask to change up a whole country.
I can't see that happening at all. But listen, if Harry Kane does go abroad, fair play, but I just can't see it.
Do you know what? It's a much better now.
No, it's still exactly the same. It's really bad. It's really
bad.
1 second.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think for the Premier League as well, it would make it interesting if he did go to Man United, because he could be their Robin van Persie.
That's what I was thinking, because look what VP did for Man United.
Yeah, he could kind of not even at the playing field. And this is where I think when you talk about a wider perspective of the Premier League next season, why I don't feel like Man City are going to walk away with it is because I feel Newcastle will take points off some of the big teams, which they've done. Arsenal will do the same thing, and so will Man United, I believe. And listen, I'm sure
Liverpool.
You forgot about Liverpool. You don't put it.
I haven't finished it. I didn't even finish it. I was. I was just about to say. I know people are going to not rate Liverpool and Chelsea, but I think Chelsea and Liverpool are going to have decent seasons next season. I really do. So I think there's going to be 5 legit teams that can all take points off Man City. So the barrier for 90 points, it's going to be really difficult to get to that. I genuinely believe that. So listen, it's going to be interesting. So I think if you put Kane at Man United, that guarantees them at least 6 games where the Brighton game right now, we're seeing it's 0-0. He's the equalizer to get that goal. That's clear.
And I've always said that I think Kane and Rashford link up the same way Kane and Son do as well.
Yeah. And it's
Rashford running off of Kane.
Rashford, I'm not gonna lie, it will be a kind of a madness. Because it takes the pressure of Rashford from being the focal. Because obviously, even though Rashford kind of plays on the left, in a weird way, he's still the focal point of their attack, where they know everything fed through Rashford, the danger man. But if you add Kane to that mix, where you got Rashford and Kane as the dynamic duo, so to speak, or whatever. Bro, that combination, a bit like Kane and Son, in it, like just, do you know what I mean? Rashford obviously just being younger. That's what it is. Rashford just younger. And he
Also,
hasn't
quickly
hit his
apologize
peak.
to chat because I'm not well at the moment. So sorry if my voice
Yeah,
is very,
I know. I
very
was
low
gonna say,
and
chat.
croaky
You're
and not as
well.
animated today.
No, for real. All right. Well, listen. Before we, in fact, all right, cool. We'll leave Spurs alone now. But just quickly, George, anything
Mhm.
before we move off Spurs?
Yes.
Oh, who have you got on the weekend? Actually, I should have checked. That's my bad.
We got
actually.
Palace on Saturday. at
You
home.
confident for that game?
I think for Palace, yeah, like Palace and we've got our last two games of Palace and Brentford. And to be honest with you, as good as Brentford are, I think those two, I think we actually get wins out of. It's just we got Villa away, which is going to be tough. Like that's next weekend, I believe. I can't see us winning there with the way they're flying and Watkins on point. And Leeds away last game of the season. We did amazing there last year, but obviously it's last game. They're relegation fighting. By that point, we probably will have nothing to fight for, I imagine. I think they're gonna probably push a lot harder than we would. So I think it's just going to be a complete split: 2 wins, 2 losses.
Still the same.
And then
Still the same. No, still the same.
No, still the same, you man. Still the same. Yeah, it's like as soon as you speak, it just goes mad.
It's weird because it was fine earlier, and then it just randomly
But I think it's the connection because I can tell your lot's I don't know if you guys can hear me. Your lot's connection. You know when you came back in, your connection was a little bit funny, like it was configuring or something. So I don't know. But yeah, we've also got someone else joining the stream as well at the perfect time. Cheers, Kop, my Lewis.
Oh, Chelsea.
Just landing out of the building, bro.
Chelsea.
Wait, I can't. This stream's gonna be fun.
Also, very, very quickly, it's very funny how we mentioned
Look at
about
yourself,
Kane and United. My cousin literally just messaged my family chat saying if they had Harry Kane, they would win the league. It's exactly what we were just
My
saying.
thing. All right, so you know what? You know what? Lewis has just arrived, so let me let Lewis just settle in. We won't go to Chelsea just yet, but I think Chelsea.
Oh, take your time.
Yeah. Let's go next to Arsenal. Obviously, everyone knows what happened in the game, obviously against Man City. That was obviously last week, but you beat funny enough, you beat Chelsea. It's still not mathematically impossible, obviously, for you guys to win the league. But Lee, all jokes aside, bro, do you think like all these games now are just a formality for you? Do you not feel like do you feel like your season's kind of over, even though it's theoretically not over? Like, how do you feel about it all now? You think it's done now?
Season's done. Season's finished. And listen, man. As I said last week, props to Man City. They won the league. They're playing great football. Listen, I'm not going to say it's a failure this season. There's so many other intangibles that you can think about. That we kind of done this season. But in terms of winning anything, no, we ain't winning nothing this season. In terms of trophies, we ain't lifting nothing. And fair play to Man City, but it was a I would say a decent performance, nothing special. I think Chelsea are really, really bad, and so the barometer to see how well we did, you really can't, because they're so bad. They're not a team. They don't pass to each other. I've been speaking about Sterling to Lewis. Poor performance. I thought Aubameyang, I think he had 9 touches. 4 of them were from the kickoff. Just nothing to really, go against. So yeah, it wasn't a great performance. So it almost felt like, dare I say, we played Southampton, but they scored 3 goals against us, and we couldn't beat them. So yeah, it wasn't a good performance by them. But fair play to the team. They rallied, they fought hard. I thought first half we blitzed them, but we ain't winning nothing, man. And as I said, fair play to the mighty Man City, man. Fair play.
Yes,
no, I can tell you. Yeah, you have to. You have to. George, I'll go to you next, because obviously, like us, you're not having a good season. Liverpool having a good season, but obviously, see if Arsenal, even though they can still win, it doesn't look like they're going to win the league. This is a bit of a bad mind question that I'm going to ask. Not you. It affects Lee in it, but are you just happy, George, that they most likely aren't going to win it? Because I'll be honest, like, it's like if Everton was to win the league, I don't know, like they would never leave that down. Like, are you just happy now to kind of see Man City potentially and look like they've wrapped up the league now? Or are you still a little bit like, I can't really go too far because there could be another twist?
Oh no, I mean, I'm definitely happy, especially knowing that our season is finished anyway. But I think just this City team, man, or City under Pep is just ridiculous. Doesn't matter what players he's got, he just knows how to switch it on at the end of the season and go on these
robots.
ridiculous runs. And I think as well, their running in terms of the games, I think is relatively easy. So I think they've got it in the bag, to be honest with you. And I don't believe this whole they're going to focus on the Champions League or whatever, because for me, especially if you look at someone like Haaland, he for sure is more about, he just wants to get goals every single game he's playing in. And I think it doesn't matter if he's playing once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Even when he's on a hat trick or whatever, he's frustrated when he comes off because he just wants to score goals and carry on playing and build this momentum. And I think that's sort of what this City team's like. They just want to keep on going on these winning runs, so they'll happily play all the games. And I think they're genuinely going to do the treble this year, which is scary to think of how slow they started the season, how they've turned it around. But yeah, man, I mean, it's all I've got going for me this season. So yeah, I'm definitely happy.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Lewis, what about you, bro? You just like, obviously you're looking at it as well, thinking Man City most likely won it now. Are you just happy that obviously Arsenal most likely are not going to win it now? Do you feel like you can rest that little bit easy? Obviously, we'll talk about your club in a separate thing, but just regarding Arsenal though, like how did you feel about it all? Like when that game happened against obviously City, and then obviously they've got the game in hand, Man City. Arsenal won their game, but you know it's probably not going to be enough. Like, how do you feel about it all?
Yeah, man, that's my only joy in football now, because not really anything left. Sadly, I missed the City game because they decided to make us play Brentford during that game. Spent the whole second half just watching the City game anyway. I couldn't be asked for that shower of shit. But it was great entertainment. Great entertainment. All I wanted was Man City to win the league. Now they're top. I can officially sign out. I don't care no more. I got what I wanted. Arsenal don't win the league. I don't have to go to Amsterdam just yet. And yeah, I can relax. I'm chill, bro. But yeah, that's all I wanted. All I wanted, because we got nothing else.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Lee, I'll go back to you, obviously. Listen, I know, all jokes aside, yeah, obviously, being in a title race, and again, it's not over, but we're just going to say, potentially, it's not looking good, bruv. Yeah, I'll say that, yeah. However, you look kind of defeated and down, and rightly so, because obviously when you're in the league, you want to win, and right now it doesn't look like you can win it, but you surely can take, like you said, like loads of positives from the season, because you've surprised everybody. I think you were the surprise package of the league this season. No one expected you to even challenge for the league. Let's keep it a buck. Maybe only very few. You've kind of shown people as well that there's a plan. You were the kind of, let's keep it real, you were kind of like a little bit of a laughing stock last season with the whole Amazon documentary, losing to Spurs for that 4th place at the last day or however many days it was. Bro, surely you've got to take some positives from it, even though not winning the league is still a massive.
Yeah. For sure. Listen, no one's going to care though. That's the thing. No one on this panel is going to care. So, I mean, ultimately, I can be very, very happy with the fact that, you think about the fan base, the fact that we were very split and divided from Arsene Wenger days. Listen, people know I had a season ticket for years and I was dead broke. To get a season ticket at the Emirates is very, very difficult. And I was paying £1,400 to see Arsene Wenger do BS basically, and I gave up my season ticket. I was like, I'm refusing to pay, and that's where I was at with Arsenal. People know this. So, for me, I kind of now have fallen back in love with football. I like all the players. I think the manager's done really, really well, but it's just disappointing, isn't it? Like we had an opportunity, and opportunities are there for people to take. You see. Every season, people take opportunities in league. Leicester's done it before. Tottenham did it last season. Aston Villa have a chance this season. Brighton have a chance this season. Newcastle were taking an opportunity this season, and we haven't. Ultimately, that's just what it is. We haven't taken the opportunity, and it's just as you would know, you play all those games. We've beaten Spurs away finally. We've done the double over Chelsea for the first time in. Well, we did it last season, but
I'm sure I know he's gonna have a sick game.
You guys
we're good now. I know we're good.
No.
Oh
yeah. Do a quick test. 1 2 1 2. Do a quick test quickly.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
We're going through the webcam. I don't know why. For some reason, it diverted to webcam. It shouldn't have.
Okay.
But yeah.
Taps, while you're here, bro. Congratulations. Thank you, my guy.
Yeah, I said.
Necessary.
I said. But honestly though, like, yeah,
Top
it's
of the table.
just disappointing, isn't it? Just disappointing. But no, like, yeah, it's been a good season, man. It's been a good season overall. Can't complain about it too much. You just got to ride out.
Lee,
for
stop
next
this.
Season, man.
Stop this.
I don't know what you want me to say, bro.
You're no, bro. Do you know what? Every now and again, I have to get to a point where I'm like not going at Arsenal. It's not over, bro. Me and Cassiv, and this is off air, right? Lee, it's cool. If you don't want to believe, no problem. But like being 100% real with you, yeah, this weekend defines your season, right? Because if you lose to Newcastle or draw to Newcastle, that means that Manchester City can afford to lose 2 games and still win the league, yeah? If you win this weekend, I know your last couple of games. If you win this weekend against Newcastle, you're going to win your last games, in my opinion. Right?
Wait, we ain't winning this weekend.
Don't they have Brighton?
No. But that's what I'm saying. This weekend defines. Right now, Brighton look tired. I'm watching them, bro. They look a bit tired. Yeah. If you beat Newcastle, I honestly believe, win all of your games. You put the pressure on City, where City can only afford to really and truly lose 1 game. Now, if you lose or draw this weekend, I agree with you. Title done. Yeah. But this is where you have to play your part, bro. You have to go and put the pressure back on us.
The season is done. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not trying to get involved in it. You know what? If you don't want to talk about it, keep me out of it. I'll mute myself.
You know what, Lee?
I don't need to talk about
if
it.
Arsenal want to give up on it, then honestly, next season, if Arsenal fans want to give up on it right now, yeah, honestly, forget who you buy in the summer, forget next season, hand the baton back to Liverpool, and we'll go at it again with them. Yeah, because
bro, that's not what it is, though. You can't say that. Bro.
No,
that's
but
ridiculous.
you shouldn't be giving Lee. You get
bro. That's ridiculous.
Right,
There's the fire. There's the fire.
That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous.
You.
And I'll tell you
That's
the reason
better.
why. Wait, hold on.
You.
I'll tell you the reason why.
I like that match, boy.
I'll tell you exactly the reason why. For Arsenal, as everybody said, we're fortunate to be in this position. Nobody thought we'll be in this position. So we're now missing 1 player. Yes, 1 player who's clearly. I'm the joke of it. I'm not hurting. Everybody's trying to get me to say something that I'm not going to say. Everybody's trying to get me to believe something that I don't believe. We ain't winning the league because
you do look a bit down today, though. I can't lie.
Lee, I'm not saying.
Wait, hold on. But like you keep asking me to say that the league's not over. Why? The league's over.
No, Lee.
I believe.
Lee,
I agree with you.
Hold on. Not only are Arsenal not playing well, but you are outscoring teams. You don't have to play well, and you're scoring 3 or 4 goals. You have a better, in my opinion, a better fixture list. But fine, if you don't believe that, I don't care. I'm cool. I'm chilled. I've seen things this season that I can take into next season. And
well, we've got Champions League to deal with as well. But anyway,
I was gonna say they got Champions League. I think it's a bit too difficult.
Lee, respectfully, we're playing every 3 games. But what I would say is, Lee, and when I just said this Newcastle game kind of defines your season, is that this time last season you played Newcastle, right? You lost, I believe, yeah, and then you dropped out of the top 4, right? Now, if you look at you and Newcastle and look at where both of you have come in a year, right? If you have improved and if you are, I don't want to say what people, I'm going to say what people have said. And some have said this is a lucky season. Other seasons, if Liverpool are back and whatever, Arsenal won't be there. Now, if you can go to Newcastle, who have had a good season, and win, then I will go. Arsenal are the real deal. They've had a bad little blip, but they're the real deal. They'll be back, right? Whereas,
but the joke of it is, though, I don't
hold
need.
on. What's happened, Matt?
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Oh, I know.
So I shouldn't have done that. no, it was.
You know what's
close.
happened.
That was close. It was close, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. It was close. Sorry, I'm distracted. Apologies, people. That was bad.
It was close. It was close. But Lee, no, I'm joking aside. I'm not trying to get a rise out of you. Lee, trust me, bro. Where I've seen, like, me and Cass have even spoken it. I get it, yeah. You invested. And sometimes people don't get us content creators. We have to face everything, yeah. So I get it, Lee. I'm not trying to get a rise out of you. But I can tell you, Cass will tell you, last night, before the game kicked off against West Ham at home, I said to him, I'm nervous, yeah. This is what a title race is. yeah, because we have to respect the Premier League. I'm not saying you're going to win the league. Do you really want to go out like bums, though?
I actually don't give a shit, bro. I literally couldn't care less.
Oh,
This-
no,
Bro,
it's
I'll be honest with
different.
you.
It's
What you're
different.
doing?
Such a
What
pessimist now,
Give-
man.
give-
Look
give the
what
tire
he's
to someone
done,
else, man.
The guy is
You need to-
what
despicable,
people are
bro.
doing?
We'll
is-
take
What
it.
people are
Oh,
doing?
you
is-
lot, does he need
One
a
game a
pick me up?
week,
You
innit?
lot, do we need to like kind of help, man? Like,
the joke of it is, yeah.
What the
The
hell's
joke of it
going
is,
on,
we
man?
tried
I've been
doing
branded
the
with
joke,
chest
didn't
all
work.
year,
the
bro.
joke of it is-
For
8,
33
9,
weeks of the
The
season.
wife's gonna
but
get
you've
in
been
there.
chatting
How's
the
it?
most
With the real
energy,
deal.
man's
With the
moving
real
like
deal.
King Kong, like all of that stuff, yeah. Obviously, things haven't gone your way because you drew them 3 games and you lose the City. I understand that, I fully do. But like, I actually agree with that. So I'm not saying that just to kind of like wind you up or tee you up.
I'm not
It's
trying
not-
to wind him up, bro.
I still
I'm
think
like,
City
it's a
most
title race,
likely
innit?
are going to win it. But I'm not
I
going to
don't
sit
know
here and
about
say definitively it's over. I cannot say that. You know why? Because like you just said, Daps, yeah. I'm even thinking Man City are so also focused on the Champions League. They might take their foot off someone's neck here in one game.
I'm not. No,
that
Matt.
could
Matt,
Yeah,
don't disrespect the rest of the Premier League like that. Like,
that's what I'm
for
saying.
real, we've got to play Everton, who are fighting for their lives. Yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
we have to play Brighton, who so far this season have looked good, and we have to play Brentford, who have already got a result against us. Like, yes, if we are the City that I think we are in these games, we will get it done. Like Fulham wasn't a great performance, but we got it done. But
Yeah.
we can't look at them and go, they're a foregone conclusion. Yeah, we can't do that. And I'm not saying, Lee, start believing and start saying we're going to win the league, but come on, man. Like, I'm talking to you nicely, like you've asked me to all season, and you're still showing me nothing,
Bro,
bro.
are you done?
That's what Lee's
Listen,
like,
I've
he's
kept
nice,
quiet.
bro.
I couldn't even care, bro. I'm trying to explain to you that I could not care less if we don't win against Newcastle, which I don't believe we will.
Like, don't celebrate
man.
if you do win the league then.
Man said, yeah, because that's kind of weird. You don't
care.
get it. That's what is it broken you that badly? Are you broken?
What? I don't get what
Are you
you want to
broken?
say. You
No,
man,
I don't want you to say it.
You
No,
man are-
Lee, it's not
you
even
man are
that. It's just,
talking.
I'm
You-
baffled.
Hold on. I've kept quiet. You man are asking me to say something which I'm not going to say because I don't believe we're going to win the league. When I sit here quietly, you say I'm broken. When I talk, you say back your team. Bro, make up your mind. You can't talk up both sides of your mouth. I'm saying, and I've given you my justifications, we're not playing well enough. And I believe that Man City don't have to play well to win. So why there's zero justification for me to believe that Arsenal are going to win the league.
Can I allowed to enter? Am I allowed to? All right, let me say this, yeah.
So you can't expect me to keep saying that Arsenal are going to win the league.
Bro,
Arsenal are
for
gonna win the league.
90% of the season,
So what?
90%.
What's
We're in the last.
93,
Here I'm going to
93.
say.
What's
Here
your
I'm going
point
to say.
about moving forward, though? What's your
Lee,
point
can
about moving
I'll
forward?
listen. I'll let you speak. I'm going to say something now. 90% of the season, yeah, you've been giving smoke to absolutely everybody.
So
no
what?
one's even trying to give you smoke. All
So
we're
what,
saying
though?
is, bro, your attitude is suddenly just changed. It's gone from no. Let me.
What is your
let
point,
me
Matt?
la-
Matt, your point don't make sense. Your point don't make sense.
My
though,
point don't
bro.
make sense. My point don't make sense.
No, because that was previously, and we're now talking at this point, this juncture of the 93% when we were top.
Yeah.
Yes, we were top of the league, and we were playing well. We had all of our players, and it looked like we were going to win the league. Man City didn't seem to be playing well, so all of these things.
So I'll
were
tell you what my point
conspiring
is
for us
now.
to win the league.
That's how-
So now at this point, when we're not
Yeah.
playing well, when the manager seems to be not always making the right decisions, when I don't have that much trust in Kvyat, when Man City don't have to play their strongest team, they don't have to have the Kevin De Bruyne, and they can still beat West Ham, they can still beat Fulham away, who you didn't beat them away. I'm trying to explain to you, you're talking about all these things that don't matter because we're talking about post. It doesn't matter.
Can I
So
say
all
my
these
thing
things,
now?
It don't make sense, bro.
Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it makes sense. I'll tell you why it makes sense, and this is all I'm gonna say, and you'll understand when I say it, bro. Like I said before, obviously you've been confident all season, and rightly so. No one's telling you to kind of do the whole "we're gonna win a league" thing, yeah. But what it is though is that when you're in a title race, yeah, most teams would expect until it's absolutely impossible. You fight to the end. But it seems like all of a sudden you're sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm not saying nothing. I don't really care, whatever." That's throwing the white. You're throwing the white flag when we've had to go up against City for how many years? Like I told you, and there's times when you just have to play and play and play until it gets to that last game of season until basically you get knocked out. but you're not getting knocked out. You're letting man throw in the towel, and I don't like that. When I think about how you've been grilling a lot of let me land, Lee. Let me land. You practically thrown in that white towel, yeah, the towel. You're like, it's done, man, it's over. When Liverpool, yeah, for how many years? There's times when we kind of knew we weren't going to do it, but we wait until we get knocked out. Because that's what we do, bro. That's what happens, innit? Because it's a battle to the end. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying, I'm not telling you to say things you don't want to say, but as an Arsenal fan who hasn't been in a title race for so long, I'm just genuinely surprised that you were throwing that white flag when I thought you would battle to the end. I'm not talking talk crud. Yeah. I just thought you'd battle to the end. That's all I'm saying, bro.
But as I've said, we aren't playing well enough at this moment in time. The season has been fantastic, but I know for definite, it's a penalty. It's a definite penalty.
It's a bit Lee. Will this make you smile?
Not really, because I don't give a shit about Man United either, bro.
Oh, it's gonna make me smile,
bro. It's a penalty, you know.
Yeah, don't knock your TV over,
guys. All right, we're not gonna be professional for 30 seconds because the penalty should be.
I'm not gonna be professional ever. This is
why
it's beautiful in moving in.
Why is it taking so long, though? But no. Big man thing. Listen. Come on, guys. We can multitask in it. We're Mandem still. Mandem can still multitask still.
No, right? I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But when you were Liverpool and when you were battling against Man City, you had a team ready to battle. We don't.
I hear you.
So I'm not gonna back the team and say we can. I'm gonna say we've done fantastically well, but I know that the league's done, and that's it. Keep it moving.
Okay, all right, cool.
Because you had the team to go up against them, you felt confident enough to get to that point. Whereas I know that we're not even going to beat Newcastle on Sunday. So it's
You're
done.
Not going to beat Newcastle. What?
But hold on.
All right, cool.
But Matt, here's where Lee just opened the can of worms, right?
Yeah.
And this is where I step in, right? Because that's finally what you just said there. No problem whatsoever.
Sorry, Dad, just quickly. Don't forget what you're gonna say. Where's Cass?
Oh, he's got up and I'm both.
No, you need to bring Cass back in. Where you need to bring him back in.
Bro, all I'm saying is,
where's Cass?
You missed.
Newcastle got revenge. Brighton.
What?
Bring Cass in quickly. Just quickly bring Cass. Cass.
What?
Where are you? Why are you getting mad? You're part of the show.
I'm away from the door.
Please score. I'm on a late stream.
Yeah. They scored.
Okay.
Let's go.
Sorry. Cass isn't here right now, but Cass's phone's here. Hi, I'm Cass's phone. I'm really angry right now.
They scored. We celebrate.
Hold on.
You man got a drink.
I'm Cass's phone.
You man got a drink. Wait, Lee, listen, let's be shameless. Every man have a drink. Let's drink to Man United's tears tonight. If we can all and use
I bottled the league, so I've got many bottles, man.
We lose every week.
You've got a few bottles. You didn't lose all of them. No, that's my phone.
George, where's your drink, bro? You got a drink?
No,
It don't matter what you're drinking. Just drink, bro.
New Liverpool player ending Man United's victory.
You're turning it off. You're giving up. You're doing a league. You've just turned the actual sound of what we're on as well. These people with universal controls. Disgraceful.
Do you want me to meet you lot for? No, you bless you.
Bear with me. I can't hear a word you're
to be fair, this is live emotion. I shouldn't even do this because I know Cass is fuming
in the booth.
I know Cass is fuming, so I don't want to do that because it is bad, man. When you're going through the emotions, the last thing you want is for someone just to be like, "Oh, shame," all that stuff. So we're not gonna do that. But all right, let's move on to the next team. It's just going to be full of bare tears. We have to move on to Chelsea. Lewis. I know, bro. I'll let you ease in. I'll let you have your drink. I saw you even have the protein shake before from about 10 minutes ago. And I said, no, you know what? Lewis is preparing himself because he knows what's about to happen still. Broski, 100. I know you said you wanted 40 points. If I'm not mistaken, you're still on 39.
The road to 40 points continues.
I'm gonna be honest. The scenario where they end up getting relegated is
bro. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, you man are on 39 points. You brought back in Frank Lampard. You haven't won Have you won a game yet, Lewis?
No.
Lewis, I know you're a soldier. You're a trooper.
Saturday's 007 day. Sadly.
I'll always respect that. But broski, be honest with us now. Are you worried that regardless of where you finish this season, do you think these problems might continue into next season? Because it looks like the whole of your club can't be bothered, bro.
No, I'm not really. I'm not worried about next season. That's why this shit's just funny to me right now. Like we're a joke. We lose every week. Our team's on the beach. Our manager's an idiot. The owners just have made a bunch of mistakes this season, and we'll be in a better place next season. Like, I genuinely think next season will be a lot better for us. But we're not going to go down because the scenario is just too unrealistic. Like, everyone below us needs to win all their games and draw all their 6-pointers. That's not going to happen realistically. We're going to drop down the table. We'll be a couple points off the drop. I won't lie to you. We're going to be very close to it, but we're not going to get relegated. But hey, like, we ain't serious. Everyone's on the beach. We're hopeless.
That's what I've been saying. Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is.
No,
I do think Chelsea will be better next season. I just think I said this a good couple of weeks ago, and maybe Tottenham seem to have, I don't know. Chelsea aren't fighting. It seems like Tottenham are trying to fight, whereas Chelsea literally are like, I don't know. I said this last night. They've got a squad of nearly 50 players. Yeah, they've got a new manager coming in. No player knows if they're even going to be part of that manager's plans next season. It's all a bit mad. What are they playing for at the moment? Like,
nothing.
But I do think Pochettino comes in. The crucial thing is Todd has to let him do what he needs to do, cut the squad down. And let's be real. I even said this before the January transfer window. I think back September transfer window. On paper.
Sorry, I just had to. Sorry, I didn't realize Cass was even looking. Apologies, bro. Apologies. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. We have to just do a little.
I mean, today seems like a day of mourning or something. I've come on in the happiest mood I've been in for a long time.
Black.
Bro, Bear Man are just like I don't know. I don't want to say too
much.
Seems
like last season, isn't it, Matt? Like it's last season.
My team's
it's kind of mad. Like certain man are going off screen. Their energy's changed. So, he's back. Sorry, I didn't even realize.
And George is a City fan.
Yeah.
I'm there too.
Man's got this Spurs fan got a City chair. The Chelsea man basically says all he wants to do is stay in the league. Like, it's all crazy.
Drinking blue. There you go.
I just want 40 points. We're staying in the league anyway.
I don't think you'll get 40 points. That's the baddest thing.
That 40 points thing is funny because Matisse started that, and we worked it out on Battle of the North on Monday. He started saying that in January.
Like, bro, me too. I was saying that since New Year.
Lewis has cursed his club, man.
But the good thing is, 35 points should save you from relegation this season. So you're all right.
Yeah, now it's just a thing like I've asked for 1 point for 6 games and this shit club can't even give me that. And like I still don't think we're going to get that point. We're going to lose to Bournemouth. They're going to go above us.
You've got tough running.
Very tough running.
You can't lose to Actually, no, we lost to Bournemouth.
They lost to Bournemouth like 5-1 last year, didn't they?
I'm not going to lie. Billing showed up still. You might lose to Bournemouth still. You might lose.
Thankfully, Wolves play Aston Villa and Emery should do us a little favour so they won't be above us next week either. But then we go to Nottingham Forest, who beat Brighton, who battered us, so we're going to lose that. And then our last week of the season is Man City away, Man United away, and Newcastle.
Well, and
I don't
Lewis,
shit on
that City game is interesting, and this is why I said it, because I look at our last two games. Our last two games, because of postponements and reschedules, is Brighton away, Brentford away, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not overlooking Everton away. Everton away is a very difficult game for us.
We're going to be the game you rotate for, isn't it?
No. Because if Arsenal don't win against Newcastle, yeah, City beat Everton and Leeds, then the Chelsea home game is our last home game of the season, and we can potentially as good as win the league if results go our way against Chelsea at home. That's our last home game.
Nice. You're going to batter us. Perfect. I'll look forward to it.
And even more so, there's more incentives that, like, Brentford's ground's not massive. We've only got 1,700 tickets. It's sold out in 30 seconds, the away end. I've got a ticket. Thank you, Turkish. But, that Chelsea game is where City. This is what I'm saying. That Newcastle Arsenal game is massive because don't get me wrong, we don't really want to have to do Brighton away, Brentford away, FA Cup final,
look at Brighton.
and then potentially go into, if we get to the kind of promised land and beat Madrid over 2 legs, we'd like to get it done as quickly as possible. So that Chelsea game could be a big one.
Oh, bro, don't worry at all about us. We won't give you.
I'm not, bro. I'm really,
Good.
No, but you know what I will say though, like
4 goals in 20 minutes, bro.
yeah, no. Here's the thing, but I find it, Lewis. I get what you're doing because you're basically saying you don't care about the season, yeah. But broski, are you telling me next season all of a sudden things are just gonna just change over? Like basically, bro, it's not like there's a 2-year wait before next season. there's like a 2.5 month or whatever it is, yeah, a break, and you go back. Obviously, you'll have a new manager, obviously, and you'll have Nkunku, you'll probably buy other players as well. But bro, are you concerned that you might not get top 4 again, bro? Like, because do you think you just suddenly just gonna wake up and you're just because hear this now? Do you think you're gonna wake up and be better than Arsenal next season? Do you think you're gonna wake up and be better than Man City next season? Do you think you're gonna wake up and be better than Man United next season or Liverpool?
It's top 5 next season anyway.
Tottenham.
Oh, top 5.
Yeah,
even
Spurs.
better. Even better.
Sorry, George, that took too long to say that. But Spurs as well, bro.
I didn't believe myself. Don't worry.
I can't lie. Next season, Spurs, yes, but the others maybe.
No,
the others
no,
maybe.
no,
Like,
But
sorry, bro.
I'm gonna do.
Like, here's my
what's happened to
thing.
Lee? 300 mil Lee.
Like-
Keep talking about where's the energy today, bro?
Like for us, next season with a window, with 1 game a week, with an actual manager, a good coach as well, which should hopefully be Pochettino.
That makes me
Why
feel
shouldn't we
ill.
be competing for
You
top
saying
4
that.
See this guy.
as a bare minimum?
No.
This
Do
guy.
you know what?
Wait,
I'm
sorry.
trying to get your spirits up. Like, come on, like I need you. Like, come on, bro. You used to be a menace with Chelsea. What's
You
going
see
on?
you. Yeah, I'm
Me?
telling you, Matt. You called me on stream. This guy. Listen, you
What
see
do you mean?
I swear.
Are we
Come
not
on, Lee.
brethren? So I
Where's
can't
that
call you now.
fighting you? Where's that
So we're not
dogging you,
brethren
Lee?
now.
Come
We're
on.
not brethren, so I can't call you.
Eldon, listen. I've said. I think Chelsea are going to do well next season. I can't be saying.
Oh, you think they're gonna do well? I'll be honest, bro.
Top 4 and a cup minimum next season.
But how can you,
Standards return immediately.
bro?
This
I
season
reckon.
ain't serious.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
why I'm
it's
taking
top
the
4
piss about it.
standards.
I'm
Yes,
mocking
that's
this club
top
every
It's
four?
top
single
4
day 'cause it's
standards.
St.
Top
Chelsea.
4 standards. Come on.
That's what you want top
Well,
4
the
next
bare
season.
minimum. It's the bare minimum of why.
But you think you're gonna get it? Because I'll be honest, I'm
Well,
not
we
too
should-
sure you're
we
definitively
should
gonna
be
get it.
competing for top 4 within the
Competing?
first season. We should
Bro,
be
how
competing
can you
for
be
top 4 at bare
competing? You're probably
minimum.
gonna spend another 100 million, 200 million.
Hundreds. 100.
200.
They
No,
just spend 600, bro. They
We
just
are
spend
not going
about
to go
300.
straight from 15th place to contending for the league title against Man City. It's not.
So how much money do you
Right.
need then?
And that's not money. It's more like years with a manager,
But
and
Lee,
like
how much money do they need,
experience
bro?
growing together.
Listen, I've said this.
Like we're not going to win the league with Pochettino.
I'm not even
in
trying to
the
tee you up.
first season.
I'm genuinely asking. This is a genuine question. In fact, open floor. Lewis seems to think
I've said
that
Chelsea.
no matter how much money they spend, it's okay for them to just scrape top 4. Hold
We
on, are we
spent
really
how
going to
much
let Chelsea
already,
get
and
away
I'm
with
asking
this?
for 40 points.
Chelsea are genuinely, when you look at Chelsea, the fan base of Chelsea, all they care about is, well, they don't really care about much, but they're that fan base that they're just spoiled. They literally bend over and crack their ass open and ask for whatever. And
Spoiled. Do you see the way we were celebrating that Madueke goal on Wednesday?
Sugar daddy stuffs
We're
whatever up
3-1
their ass.
down.
That's what it is, man. I'll be honest with you. You lot, all your fan base, that's all you guys are. But when I say that the sort of leverage of Chelsea is one thing, it is what it is, man. And listen, people are gonna say it's grim. That's Chelsea. They start crying and they get more money. It is what it is. Their fan base.
Yeah, the game's the game.
That's what it is. That's what their fan base are. So when you're going through these predicaments, when they're going through this, it's no difference. It's not shocking to me. I just look at, as I said, I look at Chelsea and I think you're gonna ask for another £200 million, and if you don't get top 4, don't get top 5, you're trying to outspend everybody, and you're not going to get anywhere to where you need to get to. Next season there should be a lot more pressure on you, but again, I think similar to Man City, and it's not a shot. I don't really think anyone cares about
you guys.
Chelsea.
There's got to be a lot more pressure of you next season too.
Yeah, there is. But I think the fact that you have spent so much money and you're going to get your manager now and you're not going to have no Europe. You've got one game a week. So you're literally us from last season. The pressure is going to be onto you. But
that's why, as a bare minimum, we have to be in the top 4 and we have to win a trophy.
Yeah,
Lee, I didn't. Just to be clear,
that's fair for a first season.
I feel it's important now that people understand this whole no one cares about City thing. Lee, maybe that's why you're not going to win the league. You should care about us, bro. Right?
No. That's not what I said.
But if you don't
misquote me. That's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about. If you don't, no problem. Because I'm an advocate for every City fan to stop this argument that, try and argue that we're a big club. No problem. Even I've got United fans, hold tight, Terry, trying to argue now that their treble will always be the best treble. People, I don't care to compare my club to any of your clubs. All I care is for my club to be the best club we can be. All I care about is winning trophies and celebrating with my man them, right? All them arguments never used to happen when I was a child, yeah? And I have to look at how dominant Man United were. They weren't conversations, yeah? I don't care if you care about... I care about winning the league. I will not... When we win the league, Lee...
But if you didn't care, you wouldn't mention it now.
No, you just mentioned it, so I'm running off the back.
You wouldn't talk about it. That's the...
Lee.
My point is...
your point was, and I'm responding to you. You brought it up, not me.
But my point is, if you commented on the fact that I've got no hair and I mention it again, that means I'm talking about it. I'm giving you a rebuttal. So I'm saying to you, the reason why I think that Man City and Chelsea are in the same boat is because not many people care about Chelsea being in this predicament because they're almost like this big club.
We're irrelevant. We're little. We're irrelevant. We're little.
But
no, that's not it.
Take it, bro. It's fine.
That's not it.
No, that's the white flag. He's got the white flag.
I have no issues.
Not it.
I said it even last week. I said it to you, Daps. I don't care whether Man City are small or big. I'm just talking in the relevance of you winning the treble, which I said. I want you to win the treble because to me, it is no chip of my nose because ultimately, no one's going to care. No one's other than the Man City fans, which is what you should be worrying about. You don't need to worry about me. You don't need to worry about Kai because Lee, I want you to do it. I want you to win.
But that's what I was saying. That what I'm laughing about is that, and I did just say his name, Terry. Hold tight, Terry. Yeah, love, brother. But Terry is literally spending so much time trying to build this,
which is ridiculous.
This case file of why their treble is the best ever treble, and I'm like, bro, I couldn't care less, right? Because I just want to be in Istanbul and celebrate doing a great achievement. Like everyone else can debate which one's better. Like the fact we're even in that conversation, I grew up in no conversation, so I'm good with that. Like,
and that's why I'm saying, if you win the treble, I really ain't bothered. I'm going to be like, okay, you did it. But I don't feel like in 20 years' time, people are going to talk about it. I really don't. I genuinely...
That's beautiful, Lee. People will talk more about you bottling it, probably, innit?
But again, you know why? Because we're a bigger club.
I'll make you a trophy for that as well.
But you show the point. The whole point is that I don't care about whether or not, or no one really cares about it. Really, no one. The same way how I don't think no one cares about Chelsea. Bro. The same way how nobody really is worried about Chelsea being in 12th. If this was any other club, people would be speaking about it. But why? Because it's Chelsea, and they do this shit. Like this is what they are. Like this is
the dog in him.
It's going back. It's almost going back to the normality. This is what it is, though. And I said it last week. I want you to win. I want you to win. I said this to you. Bro. I said this to you on stream.
Now let them bring out a new kit FC.
But what has that got to do with anything? I'm saying to you, I'm championing.
I'm trying to get Lee back. We want Lee back. I'm championing
Man City winning the treble. Why? Because in relevant terms of relevancy of the Premier League or football, the wider community, unfortunately, you don't have that clout, bro. So no one's bothered. And it's not a disrespect. It is what it is.
No, it definitely isn't, bro. It's a disrespect on your own big club.
Okay, but that's fine. That goes for everybody. But ultimately, no one's bothered, bro. No one. That's what I'm trying to say. Explain.
Well, at least I've got a rise out of you at last. So you're bothered enough to actually talk.
I'm not fussed. That you might be bothered. Matt, I don't think Matt's too fussed. Only Man United fans, because ultimately they're the noisy neighbours or whatever it is, and that's it. That's it.
You're just talking shit, bruv. I'll be
Bro,
honest.
no
I just
one's
heard you
bothered.
say you don't care about City, but every bit of this segment's you caring a little bit about his.
What are you talking about? I'm explaining the fact that
No one's gonna remember it in
just like
20
Man
years'
City.
time about Arsenal bottling it from that position.
Why are
Who
we
Treble's
getting
get
boys?
remembered, bro?
Oh,
Who Treble's gonna get remembered, bro? Of course,
Like,
not. Treble's
Treble
gonna
12.
get remembered,
no
whether
one's
you
gonna
like
be
it or
bothered,
not.
bro. No one's gonna be.
It's like
No one's gonna be.
beating
It's
bothered.
gonna be
the
more
kid in the
remembered than your
bottom set.
shitty Invincible, bro, with your 12 draws, fam.
No one will be fussed about them, bro.
Allow it. No,
Everybody's
I just hear
angry
you. I just
tonight,
hear you
boy.
waffle, bro.
No one's gonna be fucking bothered about
Everybody
this.
angry.
It's just waffle, fam. About no one's gonna remember Treble. What kind of talk is that, bro?
Bro. No one
Mental.
will remember Man
I'm gonna
City's
remember
treble,
it.
bro.
You're gonna remember it, whether you like it or
Oh,
not.
the only reason why you're gonna remember it because you're living with Daps, bro. That's the only reason why.
Oh
No.
my.
That's the
Yeah,
only reason
maybe,
why.
but it's still gonna go
That's the only
down.
reason why, because you're gonna have to,
I need a
go
drink.
through it. That's it.
Hey,
You're
care
Lee.
about it.
Lee, you'll remember it because it'll be the year that you nearly came back,
And you
but
know
didn't.
what? I might. Do you know what? I might. But
No, you will
know what?
remember it.
You
In
man
the- in
stop
the
bashing
relevance-
grenades
in
and
the
missiles at
relevance-
each other. You
in
man
the
are going.
relevance of the wider football community, Man City won't hold any clout. Man City's not going to be bothered. No one's going to talk about them. No one's going to be worried about
Do you
them.
know why
The
you're
same
wrong?
way how-
Leave
the
him.
same way
Leave
how
him.
no one's
Oh,
worried
this
about
is about
why.
to
Why
get
are Man
leave
the same way how? And this is what we was talking about. Chelsea with the fact that we were talking about the fact
Hang
that
in there,
they-
George. Hang in
they're
there, Lou.
12th
How
or
are we
13th
deflecting
position.
on
About
the
to get taken.
12th
I
place
can see
team,
already.
That's
bro?
the
All
reason
Why
right,
is it
guys,
not?
guys,
Why
calm
is
on,
it that
come
you
on.
don't
I thought this was about Chelsea in the first place.
Guys,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah, why is it?
Guys,
Why
let's
is
not-
why is it that Chelsea
Guys.
bro, spent £600 million no one cares about? Because it's Chelsea. The same way.
No,
how-
do you want to know
Let's-
why?
let's-
Because we've been
let's
shit
talk about
since
Chelsea.
August and we're not funny
That's-
anymore.
that's
That's why.
Why is
This
it
was
that
funny in
why is it
September.
like-
This was funny in November.
Okay, hold
We're
on,
not
hold on.
funny anymore.
Man City,
We're just
Man
boring.
City, Man City have won what 4? They're gonna win what 5 trophies, what 5 Premier Leagues in 6 seasons. Again, in truth, is anyone actually bothered? They're so dominant. No one's actually that fussed about them. Let's be real. No one's fussed about them.
Lee,
No, Lee, can I
ask? Sorry, can I just ask you one question?
This is
Lee,
mad.
you haven't been. You ultimately are doing exactly what every media outlet does, every other fan does, everyone does. That like Goldbridge is great at it, and you've just summed it up. You've been quiet all stream. I've said something about, and you've reacted. Now, if you're not bothered, why did it take this for you to get a voice?
Because I was talking about Chelsea and I mentioned you. That's why.
Yeah, but you know what? In respect though, Man United didn't have a massive fan base in the 90s as they did in the 2000s, right? I was barely 3 years old when Man United won the treble. So when a new Man City crop of fans that were also now currently 3 years old or maybe 7 years old or whatever they are,
I don't even care about them.
in 10 years' time, they're going to be talking about the treble even if they didn't witness it.
Bro,
It's the same way. It's the way football goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, just
in about 10 years' time,
Yeah.
Man City
Guys are
will
gonna
probably
care about
eventually
that,
be.
man.
And if you
No,
don't
no.
win nothing, if
Yeah.
you don't win nothing, in 10 years' time, I think Man City will still win trophies. They will be a bigger club than you.
Well, it's
globally
effectively-
as well.
It's effectively like Chelsea now. Compare them to like,
Globally
The
as well.
generation of fans will care.
I think I
Yes,
understand both
exactly.
sides of the
No
coin.
one's going to
innit?
support Arsenal
I
growing up
understand.
because you lot are still crap.
This is a
Because,
media
like, when
conversation.
United
So
United
I understand
This
both
is why I
sides
said
because
it's
what
ignorant.
Lee's basically trying to say is he's trying to say like, when you
It's not really
you
that
consider
ignorant,
like
is it,
football history of the teams that have been notorious for winning leagues and whatever. Obviously, Man City haven't been there, and I understand that. However, on the flip side of that, you've also got to look at that. Yeah, but a team has to kind of start somewhere, and right now, as
No
much
problem
as
with that.
we can all sit here and say, City have done, all this to win the league or spend all this money. It doesn't really matter. But what it is, they're creating their history now. They had to start from somewhere, and they started theoretically.
For Man City fans.
We're
For
saying
Man
Man
City.
Shaw.
Not
But
for the wider
what we
community.
can't. No, but
No
what we
one's gonna
can't
care,
do.
bro. No one's gonna
No. But what
No
we
one's
can't.
gonna
No. Because one thing I will say, what you can't do is you can't just kind of rub out a team's history because of what they used to do how many years ago. They like. You've got to start somewhere, and they're starting. They've started,
Matt,
so shall I say? That's one
Matt,
thing I will say.
Matt, do you know what? The realness of it is, and this is, and I've always said, I want to continue to have this in my heart and say it, yeah, that this whole history thing, respectfully, like, and we can sit here, me and Matisse actually on Monday mucking about, had a history off between City and Chelsea, but that's bringing trophies into it, yeah? That's, again, disrespecting football, right? My history of football, yeah, I could be real, was when I was a kid, I celebrated Man United not winning the league, yeah? But here's the key, with my dad, Yeah. So my history of football with my father, yeah, and I'm not trying to make anyone feel anything, but my history was City being rubbish. No problem. That is still history, yeah? My history is knowing that we did win a European Cup Winners' Cup. We did win a double. We did win a league. And my dad witnessed that when he was a kid, yeah? People that downplay history based on solely trophies, yeah? Come on. Like, as football fans, which is ultimately what we are as a community, it is about your experiences. If your experiences is just the best thing about your club is the pies, that's still football history, yeah? So it's just a little bit arrogant. But you are right. Right now, we had to catch up, and we're catching up.
That's what
But
I'm saying.
like
Yeah,
I said, I don't care if people care about my club. I care about my fans, and I care about us celebrating. But Lee, I'm glad you're back involved in the party, and it worked. Love.
Bro, if PSG win the Premier, say the Champions League in 2 years' time, no one's gonna care, bro. It's the same thing like Man City. It's just facts, bro. I don't know what more you want to say to you,
bro. No. The facts are, Lee. If we want to talk facts, I've got a lot of friends that support Arsenal, and their kids are growing up and saying, "Daddy, I want a City shirt." If
I
we're
live in
talking
Dubai,
facts,
I know this,
yeah?
bro.
But
I
don't like that stuff because that's dead. That's not relevant.
I think it's just totally like your club, right? Because like just me personally, like I wouldn't care if City win the league or whatever, as long as we're obviously not competing with them. Because at the end of the day, I have more rivalry with Arsenal, with Chelsea, not even with Man United. Like I wouldn't really care, Like it just depends on your club. Like Man United fans aren't going to want to see Man City win the league. I'm sure Liverpool fans wouldn't want to see Man City win the league because they've been competing with them for the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's just totally situational with your club. Like I'd say Arsenal fans would rather Man City win the league than Man United, for example, because of the history between Arsenal and United. But the difference is Arsenal are fighting with Man City right now for the league. That's why it's a bit different.
The perfect example of everything is Liverpool. Liverpool could go another 25 years without winning the league. They will still and if they had, I don't even want this to happen, cool, whatever. But if they didn't, they're still going to be a big boy in this thing. And if they win their one Premier League in the next 25 years, it would still probably hold more clout around the world, around for everything. Because why? Because it's Liverpool. And that's all I'm saying. You guys, it's not going to be the next 20 years. It's not going to be the next 30. It will go down in history. It's fine. It's perfect. But the reason why, as I said, the reason why no one cares about Chelsea right now, the same reason why no one really cares about Man City as much, is because of who the clubs are.
So Lee, that is it. So Lee, stop talking about how what you did so well to stay neck and neck with City, because obviously it's not relevant anyway. So,
all right, guys, let's move on from this segment now.
I just want to say, no one cares about us because we've been losing since August. We're just boring. That's it.
I do feel like somehow you've escaped. I don't know. Do you know what's so mad? Yeah, just quickly. Somehow you've escaped. Like, I don't even know how Chelsea was. Like, it's gone from talking about Arsenal and City, and Lewis is just sitting there chilling vibes. Like, his team's fully in the mud.
Because, bro, what do I tell you that I haven't told you for the last 4 months? We're shit. We just get worse.
That's not. But you act like you're cool with it though. Like you're at peace with it.
Because I believe we'll be fine next season.
You can't be at peace with it though, surely.
What? You're
not at peace with it, are you? Surely.
I mean, like, we just lost to Arsenal. That was the only game I cared about. It's like, now I'm signed out. I don't care. Is what it is.
Matt, what about you, man, back in 2012? Like, or something like that, or 2013, when you had, like, Stuart Downing and Andy Carroll. Bro, you lose, you get used to, you're like,
yeah,
whatever,
it is what it is.
Is what it is. That's how I was last season.
But I wouldn't say I would. You know what it is, though?
1997.
But I didn't, like, accept it. Like, I knew what was happening, but I didn't accept it, though, innit?
Oh, I definitely did. In the 90s and early 2000s.
Because you like, I was thinking like, Raz, this the thing now. Is this what we do? Do you get what I mean?
Bro,
so
my joy will be when we get that 40th point.
Yeah, I can't lie.
No one will take that feeling away from
Tottenham,
me. Nobody.
Out of all of our teams, even Tottenham, no one's done this bad. No one's done that bad. That's
horrendous. Yeah, that's why it's funny, bro. That's why it's fucking hilarious. This is
how can you be laughing? Your team is like...
No, it's the saying. If you don't laugh,
like, whatever, man. Yeah. I know we're going to be fine. I can laugh at us now while we're just terrible.
Yeah.
Everyone else is getting their licks in. I might as well.
Lewis, is that what it is? Because obviously, like, I'm different. When we were really bad, it was just... I guess it was because it was what I was used to, right? But with you, is it more of a case of that it will come good over the next couple of seasons?
I know it will come good, and plus we haven't been close to getting top 4. I didn't think we'd get top 4 from the start of the season. So it's like, and as soon as we sack Tuchel, it's like you've gone to stage 1 of rebuilding, and then you sack Potter and you did it again.
This is
so
what
it's
I'm
like,
saying.
Whatever. My season's been done since September. I don't give a shit.
No, but bro, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Guys, just quickly. I've got to say it's one last thing, and then we're gonna move on. Your club went from this. Don't make no sense to me. Frank Lampard, then he gets sacked to man like Tuchel and them, man, to Potter, but to Lampard. These men are doing relay.
Big up Bruno. He gave me the best game.
It's like a 24-hour
relay past the baton. So who's next then?
I don't even know.
Is it Nagelsmann? No. Who's it?
Get sacked from Bayern.
Who's next?
Bro, I'd sack Lampard and I'd bring in Allardyce for the last 4 games.
Do you think it's
Bring
Poch?
me Big Sam, bro.
I don't think Poch can stop the bleeding, you know. Big man thing, I don't think he can stop the bleeding, you know.
No, I think Poch will flop at Chelsea. I think just the way the club is set up, I don't think.
I think the way how your club is run, you need like I don't know, like Tuchel probably was. How can you,
Matt
said you went from Lampard to Tuchel to Potter, but to Lampard?
Just give me,
bro. It's a 24-hour clock. That's what happens.
They'll just get their paychecks, isn't it?
You might not on
just
shift
give me
work.
Big
What's
Sam
going
till
on?
the end of the season, and I'm happy because he'll set us up defensively, and we'll get a couple draws.
Lewis, I'm gonna be honest. You see the energy you have now. I don't know if you're gonna have that same energy next season because I think
No.
keep
Next
passing
season,
back.
all the standards return and everything. I want Chelsea to be winning every game.
But it's going to be more. It's going to be more competitive
I
next year, though.
I don't care. 5 more games. The season's done. We might get 40 points. And it's all good. We haven't gone down. We're staying up.
Yeah? You keep saying next season, yeah. But remember, Roman's not in charge no more. This ain't what you're used to.
But I know we're going to spend more money. We're going to
that doesn't mean anything.
And we're going to have a good manager. So I think it's going to be better.
I don't think it just works like that.
Well, no, I feel like this is like an intervention for Chelsea. I think you man need to realise it's not looking good, bruv.
For example,
it's an intervention, big man. No, big man thing. It's not looking good, bruv.
If it is Pochettino, right?
Bro, it's the truth, though, isn't it?
The issue is what the Pochettino at Spurs was a great fit because he is a very good coach. He coaches like unknown players into quality players.
But that's literally what we need.
And yeah, but you guys do not have the patience for it. It took him at least 3 or 4 years to get that. So the team that he started with at Spurs, it was a completely different team to the
I hear you.
And for me, it was because he was allowed.
Any Chelsea fan, if you believe any Chelsea fan is going to be what Spurs were, you are mad. Spurs could do what they are doing because they had no ambition in that regards. It was almost like a potluck for them to get to the Champions League final and get to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup final. What was it? No, it was semi-finals against Man United, etc., etc. Chelsea don't have this. They have to be going for titles. They have to be winning things. And when they're not, and Poch goes through these moments where he might do an Arteta and fluffy lines a bit, the same cycle is going to happen again. And why
did Potter not have a target of reaching the top 4 or getting a trophy this season?
Because he came in halfway through the season.
But you're saying we demand instant success. When we do the same thing as like Tuchel when he first joined after Lampard.
No. I'm talking about the fan base. Not the
but the fan base was willing to give Potter time. He was an idiot. Can't change
people.
That.
I'm going to read out the super chats very, very short.
Yeah, but trust me, Pochettino is going to be the same. The amount of times we got frustrated because he wouldn't do the right substitutions at the right time or the right. There's in-game stuff that frustrated Pochettino with us. It's going to be the same things. Trust me.
It's going to be the same thing.
And also, the game's moved on from Pochettino's team as well.
My other thing is,
guys, let me talk.
Go on.
Like, because we're saying a lot of shit, right? We were giving Potter time. The fact is, he put himself in a situation where we had to get rid of him. Chelsea should not have been in a position where they were getting 2 wins in 18, 2 wins in 19, 3 wins in 20, all of that while he says the boys gave everything and that's life and all of this crap. And then defending at 1-0 up against Sean Dyche's Everton and all of this bollocks game management that he kept doing week in and week out. We were willing to give Graham Potter time. We gave him a literal 5-6 year contract. We were going to give him opportunities. He fluffed it. That's on him.
Lewis,
Signing Lampard is stupid, didn't help anything. But he's a shit manager anyway. Graham Potter, wait. Graham Potter is not Potter. Pochettino is going to be given time. He's going to be given money. He's going to be given patience. As long as he doesn't have us on some stupid relegation level form that Graham Potter had us in and is the reason why he was sacked. Unless Poch has us in that sore position, he is not going to get sacked.
Lewis, can you explain to me then? Yes, because if you're blaming the manager, why are you still playing crap now? Why is Sterling still not playing well? Why is
the players have been shit too? It's a collective load of crap. All of them.
So my point is, you didn't have patience because the majority of the blame, I believe, has to be on the players. And I spoke about it.
This is not a relegation level team, though.
Wait, hold on. The same players that you're bum chumming and you're talking about these guys.
That's a bum chum. I ain't heard that forever.
That's what you're doing because you remember for the last couple of weeks. Oh, Sterling. I remember. I spoke to you about Sterling. I spoke to you about Felix. You were like, oh, they're this, they're that. I said to these guys are not. I read out stats and I said, look, this guy against I think it was Brighton. I can't remember what game it is. He had like 2 touches in 27 minutes. These men are not good enough. You've obviously bought the wrong players. One thing that you give credit for to Man City and Arsenal currently, even Liverpool in the last couple of seasons, even Man United even now, their signings are all banging. They're working. Your signings, their names, they don't know each other. They're not fighting for each other. They have nothing to go. There's no cohesion. There's nothing. So my point, what I'm trying to say to you is, you can talk about Potter not being well and not being this amazing player, but in the history of Chelsea, when a manager gets sacked, Ballack, Lampard, Drogba, these men step up. John Terry.
Facts.
Your players now, you don't have this. So what I'm trying to say to you is,
right. So you're talking about the players that were still there. You're talking about the players that were still there. So why are you talking about the new signings?
So my point is,
you're looking at the wrong players.
No, Lee, go on from this. Lee, go on from this. You ask him, Lewis. That's cool. You're saying he was talking about the players that were still there. So no problem. The players that you've brought in, are you saying they're players that are going to step up and be accountable?
There you go.
Well, some of them should be in the long term because we didn't bring them in
right now.
That don't sound good, bro.
But you've only got Thiago Silva, the best leader in that group.
The experienced ones that should be hitting the ground running are the likes of Sterling and Koulibaly, and they've been poor this season. I'm not going to defend their performances.
Talk
the likes of Felix.
Talk on Cucurella, bro.
Oh yeah, Cucurella as well. Add him into that too. But Felix, Badiashile, Mudryk, Madueke, I'm not getting at them. They've been there for 6 months, and some of them have barely had 5 starts for us. Why don't you look at the players that have still been here? Why don't you look at the Havertzes, the Mounts, the Gallaghers, the Rubens? Why don't you look at the Chilwells, the Mendy's, the Keppers? Why are we talking about the 600 million signings when we're not talking about the shit that has still been at the club? Why are we not talking about?
I'll tell you why. Because we all know they're dead. Because they've been here for so long.
So there is the problem. You just said it for me.
When we talk about the players that have just come in,
nothing else to say.
When we talk about the players that have just come in, they should be stepping up. They should be doing something a little bit different. They're not institutionalized by Chelsea. And you've got Cucurella, you've got Sterling, you've got all the old players.
What?
You've got all of these old players that are still there and not playing well, and you've got the new players that are still here and not playing well. So ultimately, it's a combination of everything. But you're talking about
new signings and a new team can't coexist.
You're talking about managers and giving them a new. Imagine my shot. You're talking about.
I'm sorry, inexperienced Madueke, Badiashile, Mudryk can't work with dog shit Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Pulisic and Ziyech.
But then, for me,
how many goals has Felix got?
Felix has got 2. He's been there 4 months.
How many goals has Mudryk got?
Mudryk's had under 4 starts for us.
Oh, bro, come on, bro.
You see how silly this argument is?
Yeah, but for me, it's down to the.
Wait, Matt's there sitting smugly with Darwin Núñez right now.
For me, it's like
no, don't do that.
Still been here.
I saw your message, you idiot.
This is down to the inexperience in football of the owners, then, because. You're just signing players. You're just signing young. Don't get me wrong, talented players, but young talented players on these long contracts. And at the end of the day, for someone like Pochettino to work at Chelsea, yes, you're going to have the money to do it. But unfortunately, from what we've seen so far, in 1 year of your new ownership, they only seem to be interested in signing these young players for long term for this, that, and the other. We haven't seen anything so far to suggest that your ownership are going to be willing to buy the players that Pochettino would want to buy, because that was the big problem at the end of his time at Spurs, was that Levy and co got way too involved in the transfers, did not let him get who he wanted specifically, and that's why he fell out with the director of football we had at the time and why he left, because they just weren't seeing eye to eye. So he won't work at Chelsea if your owners are still carrying on this trend of just signing who they want to sign because they're inexperienced in football. That's my thing with Chelsea at the moment. If they carry on that trajectory, it's just not going to work, and you'll be sacking the manager and hiring the next manager.
But that's why they've been having talks for so long as well, because they want to be on the same wavelength and they're not rushing anything like they did with the Graham Potter appointment. I understand that. There's like a lot of youth players that are already there, but they can be molded in the way Pochettino wants. Apparently, in talks, he's already said he's got big. He's gone. He's gone. But like Mudryk and Levi Colwill are two players that he's already looked at and said he thinks he can do really good things with them as players. He's going to get given time and patience to mold the club in his own image. There is first a giant clear out that needs to be done first. And everyone's pointing the finger at specific stuff and saying, no, the managers are the problem. The players are the problem. No, the owners are the problem. It's a collective.
Hey,
they are all the problem.
Before we move on,
we need to stop putting the blame on one of them. They are all the problem.
Go on. Last one speaking now. Go on, because we need. I've got to move on for this. I
want everyone to click this. I want everyone to remember this. Everyone here is on the panel. Lewis has said they must get a trophy and finish top 4. So if they don't, you're saying that you want him out because he's not met your objective. You're going to spend another £200 million.
I'm saying it's a failure of a season.
Hold on. So you're not going to meet. So if he doesn't meet your objectives, you're still going to be happy to grind it out with him, yeah?
You just asked us to be patient, and you're going to say I want him out for missing our targets in season 1.
Are you going to do that?
What are you talking about? Do you want us to be patient, or do you want us not to be?
You're not listening.
Have a pick. You can't be on either side.
Are you going to be?
Yes, I'm going to be patient as long as he doesn't have us in relegation form.
No. I want because you said the objective must be. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Top 4 and a trophy. So if he doesn't reach that target, with £200 million more spent prior to the £600 million that's already been spent, how are you going to react to this?
It will be a failure of a season, and I will judge it based on where we finish.
Oh, so you're not.
How am I meant to speculate over a 38-game season when we haven't even had a summer window yet?
Oh, there you go.
Like, what do you want me to do?
You prove my
Wait till the window happens. Wait till I see what squad we have, and then you can make a judgment. This season isn't over, and you want me to think, oh, just give Poch the same players and we'll make top 4.
You already proved my point, bro. You're not ready to grind it out with your man.
I am ready to grind out with Pochettino.
Pause.
Big pause.
You're not
ready. Can I just say, we started this season. I thought London was on the comeback, but London is in. Sorry, George, you have missed a hell of a lot of shots. I don't know how, bro. There's a sniper on your head top, but London is in the mud right now.
My team's doing great. We're winning the treble this year.
The Northwest is back as usual.
I'm winning the treble this year. I'm having a great season.
Boy, that's a great segue. Listen, let's finish.
I do have to bounce off to Dan's stream though, so I have to big up everyone.
Love Lewis.
Love as always, brother. Listen, we're just going to quickly just finish off with. I know he's going to hate me for this, but we're just going to finish off because quick little segment about Man United. Cass, I know this ain't really the time to talk about Man United. I know, obviously, we've all seen the thing, but all jokes aside, just quickly though, all jokes aside, bro, are you still confident against top 4? Does this result change anything for you?
Yeah, because you managed getting past Brentford this weekend, are you? So it's all right. But I didn't realize that we saw a game in hand and you lot got only 4 games to play. I was thinking, I just checked it today.
And there's a 4-point difference.
Yeah, I don't think you lot even lose any of your games.
No, they don't. I think Liverpool.
I don't think. Yeah, I still think you'll get top 4. But towards the journey, genuinely.
We got 4 home. I think we got 4 home games, didn't it? We got Fulham, Chelsea, Wolves, and we got Bournemouth away and West Ham away next.
I think it was set like 2 weeks ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I still think you're gonna get top. I still think you're gonna get top 4 personally. I do.
I didn't expect to beat Brighton today, to be fair, but the way we played, we should have beat them in the first half, especially. How many chances did we count?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Bro,
Brighton,
wasteful, wasteful, man. Brighton looked arse.
Brighton.
We hear Matoma
these
and
last
March
few
made some
weeks,
saves
Brighton
at the
for
end.
me
though.
are looking a little bit frustrating because like I watched them against Wolves. The way they bounced back after the FA Cup and the performance against Wolves, unbelievable. But I'm going to say it again. They just maybe look a little bit. I definitely thought in the FA Cup they look now like they're tiring. Like tonight, there's a bit of wayward passing and. Look, that's good for me and Lee because we've both still got to play him, and I think we'll both probably agree. Apart from maybe Newcastle for them, Brighton's the hardest game for both of us because they've had a great season, man. Like either way,
Brighton have had a very good season.
Yeah, I think with the Liverpool United thing, I do think Liverpool.
It's United's to lose, though, isn't it? That like, let's be honest.
You win.
It's
I
theirs
think
to lose.
It's a bit like the Chelsea thing that I look at Chelsea's fixtures and think it's long for Chelsea, but if you look at all the other teams below them. Too many teams have to drop. Like it's not possible, really and truly, for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think they get
because other teams have to play each other. And with Liverpool, I think Liverpool win all their games. I really do. Yeah,
same. I think we do as well.
If I look at United's games, yeah, cool. They might have maybe one more banana skin in there, maybe, but they have to drop too many points for you to get in there. Like,
no, I agree, and like,
it's very possible, though. It's very possible.
It's possible, but also as well, I think also the kind of person that people are even sleeping on is Brighton because I'm looking at it now. Brighton have got two. I mean, they've got a game in hand over United,
and then they got Man City and Arsenal.
But they got. I have that. Okay, so they've got 2 games over us, but they've got. If you said they got to play City,
and
Arsenal,
got Newcastle away, then Brighton at home, and then Arsenal have got an easy run after that.
I still think Man United are going to get top 4, but I'm still surprised that like it wasn't wrapped up beforehand, like fully wrapped up. If that makes sense.
When you got Ten Hag and
Spurs game is when they should have wrapped it up,
bro. Be honest with you.
So, yeah, no. Just quickly though, as well, in terms of Ten Hag and obviously Cass next season. Obviously, it's been a learning curve for you guys. Like, do you think like you've seen enough of this season to know that going forward next season? I'm quietly confident because if you do get taken over, you get those signings that you potentially get. You think Man United will be a force to be reckoned with next season?
Or if you keep the home form, then all you got to do is improve on our away form, innit? It's gonna get better. I think everyone knows it. It's gonna get better, but I don't know what it's gonna be. All I know is it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Oh, when that takeover comes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it's going to be.
March, April, May, June, July.
The takeover thing is kind of wild, though. Yeah, I thought it was.
I don't know. It just depends what striker we get. It depends what DM we kind of. Well, it just depends what signings you get, really. Because 3 signings don't make a difference. Well, they do, but not that much of a difference.
I think 3 signings at Arsenal makes a massive difference. I think if Arsenal get a centre-back as good as Gabriel, a DM as good as Jorginho even, like if they just, I'm not even saying Partey, another DM that's good and a forward.
I can tell you now, we're getting Declan Rice. That's done. It's done.
Yeah. But even if they do get that, who says everyone's going to stay there? Who says a big club don't come in for some of their players? Who said that anything's going to happen? No one expects
coming in. What players is anyone coming in?
No one expects Liverpool to drop off. Who said it can't happen to any team now? It's Bar City, really.
No.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's come to an end. So
yeah, they do come to an end. Football works in roundabouts. But
it cycles. Yeah,
I think in the next 2-3 years, I wouldn't say next season, but I would definitely say we're going to definitely look comfortable next season. I'd say by next 2-3 seasons, the Premier League's just going to look different.
Kaz, can you talk on your managers still constantly making mistakes and Casemiro looking utterly shit over the last?
Well, actually, that's how I know you did back. Do you know the man? This thing is, yeah.
There he is.
Casemiro hasn't looked great. He hasn't.
Guy Lee.
Casemiro hasn't found his rhythm, but he played well today. To be fair, like I watched the whole game. Did you leave? No, you was watching this.
I saw him get yellow card. I saw him get yellow card as well.
Yeah. See, this is what I mean. He picked up the yellow card and thought, yeah, you know what? Do you know how that yellow card came? Because Martial didn't decide to flick the ball into Rashford when he should have, and he took the yellow card. So that's all you saw, and you're trying to fix the narrative. Maybe you should focus on your team, G. But what's it called? What about Thomas Partey? Don't talk about DMs when your guy's gone missing in the crunch time.
Both
anyways, in my part, anyways, because it's about Man United. I'm trying to make it about Arsenal.
Because you know he's come from
Man United. I can't lie. Man United need about 5 starters. Yeah.
What about
DM?
What about DM?
Okay.
Yeah, I say
I wouldn't say need that much, bro.
I'm gonna say we definitely need a brand new goalkeeper, a brand new right back. We need a brand new centre mid.
Hold on.
What? I like Wan-Bissaka, but he's not the answer. The low I don't like.
What about new DM? Because Casemiro.
No, I don't know. We need a
You know
backup
you
DM. I said 5 starters. So, anyways,
if you
as I was saying, Lee, please, can you relax and not talk?
He's missed 8 league games. So
Lee, please, you didn't get interrupted when you was going on your long 20-minute segment talking about Man City when you don't care about them. But what's it called?
I don't.
So Man United need a goalkeeper for me, a new right back,
No.
a centre mid, a striker, and I would actually go as far as probably maybe even
what about a new manager?
A centre back, a right centre back, bro. I'll be honest. You can't rely on Varane to be fit for 38 games in a season or 30 games. Let alone 2022, he's great, but you need to start looking at that. So 5 starters for me, and then potentially start looking at other positions when you can. But is that going to happen in this summer? We're not getting 5-6 signings this summer. No,
well, it depends if the owners come. Then who knows?
No, because I keep telling Man United fans this as well, though, bro. We have to rely on sales this summer, regardless who we get. If it's
not
Jim
if you
Ratcliffe.
get Qatar.
Maybe not as much, but with Jim Ratcliffe and all that kind of stuff, you still have to rely on FFP rules. You get 100 million budget, and you have to rely. I think we need. It's a bit similar to Chelsea. You have to kind of. You got to start getting rid of some of this deadwood, man. Like in and around, like you just got to get rid of him. So Maguire, that's one name. That's one major name for you. Possibly Martial. Sancho for me has got to go. Do you know what I mean? Some of this dead weight, no mentality people, they got to go, bro. They're
star boy.
Imagine. Can you imagine?
Star boy. There's a kid that's Argentine who's just turned 19.
No,
right?
but you brought him in as the star boy. You brought man in as the star.
Talk to me, Matt. Yeah, where does he fit in the system?
If I'm being honest, I think if you was to play, because you can't 4-2-3-1, I think Sancho can be the 10. He's just what it is. He just hasn't. He can do the 10. I think he could potentially do the 10.
We've tried it.
Have you tried it really though?
Yeah. He's not as effective.
Probably for one game, Matt.
No. He had one good game in the 10, which was I think was against Leicester, and Leicester not even that great defensively, and he looked good then. But we played him in other games at home at Old Trafford, by the way, in the 10, and he just went missing, bro. It's like
can't you ask the manager to coach? Is that not a possibility to ask your manager to actually do some work?
No, because my coach is. If you want to talk about my coach doing stuff, you can't coach someone to put more fitness in the game and run laps. You just naturally have to be athletic, which you can. He doesn't provide.
Whoa! Hold on, Matt.
What?
I think you've got a manager that actually was very good at putting fitness into the game.
Yeah, you can coach that. That's what I was saying. You can.
You can't do that to me. I understand, but I get both sides. You can kind of teach someone to be, let's just say, more diligent, like in terms of like the role that they're supposed to do. Like, you know what I mean? You got to run up and down the pitch. You got to make sure you're switched on. But I also understand if you just naturally are lacking that athleticism, then as much as the coach can coach that, if you can't literally do it, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you can't coach that. How about if
I think he just needs to claim that he's got
just quickly, Cass, sorry to interrupt you, bro. Just quickly, let me ask you this though. If I'm not mistaken, and that's will correct me, there was probably a season when Bernardo Silva was playing right wing for Man City, yeah. And hear what I'm gonna say. He's not like the most quick. He's not the quickest and not the most athletic, but obviously like stamina. He got a good engine, right? He's got a good engine.
Well, I've been.
I look at Sancho and think, because I think we get this idea in our heads that like the winger has to be this like pace merchant and just burn out everybody. The thing is, Sancho can play. I just think maybe what he's asked to do, it just doesn't. You know, like the link up play that he was used to at Dortmund. It's not the same at Man United.
So Matt, is it you just asking the manager to coach, right? That's what you're asking him to do. You're asking
the same thing. Same thing. Some coaching.
One sec, Matt. Let me. Cool. We can talk about coach. Rashford was meant to be in the bin, right? He got coached back into being a decent footballer.
That's true. That's true.
Wan-Bissaka revival. I suppose even Martial, like just parts of his game, he's actually made him lose weight so he can be a little bit more agile.
Martial ain't done nothing though, bro.
We can talk about coaching. No, we can talk about coaching for a lot of these players, by the way. A lot of these players, bro. With your manager, he doesn't even have a plan B, bro. Why can't you coach yourself and not get 4 draws in a row?
So rattled talking about Ten Hag.
No, but what I'm trying to get is you can play tit for tat, but what Lee likes to do, No, but what Lee wants to do, he wants to pick and choose like he did to Casemiro. You saw him get a yellow card and thought he automatically had a bad game.
I watched.
How can you rely on someone with ball knowledge like that?
I watched the game. He didn't look good, to be honest.
I mean, all I'm
Anyways,
gonna no, but all jokes aside, all I'm saying is this though. Like, you see the Sancho thing. I understand that maybe you obviously had expectations, but all I'm trying to say is I still think there's a player there. All jokes aside, and that I just think he's being utilized wrongly though, and I kind of agree with what Lee says in terms of some of the coaching, because you can't have a player like that who is talented, but you just don't know how
Alright,
to.
let me give you another example then.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me give you another example. Garnacho's breakthrough season automatically looks better than what Sancho's done in 2 seasons. You can't tell me a game that Sancho's had a more than a 7 out of 10 in as well. Bruno Fernandes on the right looks better than what Sancho has given this season. And you know what the maddest thing is, yeah? He's had I get it. He's had his mental health issues as said and whatnot. He's come back and he still looked arse. This is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes players just don't work out. As talented as they are, they just don't work out.
Yeah,
I just think he don't suit the way we want to play. He can't track back quick enough, and it goes to show maybe he needs to be in a team that's more on the front foot, and we don't have the players to do that at the moment. We tried in a 10. You're not taking Bruno Fernandes' position because when that guy's on game, he's going to give you something, even if he drops 2 out of 10s, which he does. Typically, this season, Bruno's been quite good, if I'm being honest. Anthony's actually been here, 7 months or something like that since August. No preseason, and already the last 4 or 5 games, I'm seeing improvements of him trying to change up his game. Why can't Sancho change up his game then?
I think it's quite easy for the likes of Anthony to look better because he looked shit in the start. So
but Sancho's also looked shit in the start, and he still looks shit now. So what's the difference?
I just think that you should have more expectation.
What it goes to show is that some of these players are overrated, bro.
No, George is playing it safe still.
I'm chilling, man.
Yeah, no, just quickly. No, guys, let's not look, because I kind of want to end it here now. But just quickly, George, I want to just because I know you're not feeling too well, bro. So I'll ask you the last question.
Oh, is that why? Is that why he's?
He's under the weather today. To be fair, he's under the weatwer.
Everything.
No, we spoke about Spurs a lot when you guys.
You missed. Yeah. But all I was gonna say,
the first thing.
You see, Man United, George, and like the Sancho thing, like. Do you see it as a coach? Like, is it a coaching issue in your opinion? Like, in terms of Ten Hag can't utilize him more, or do you just think the play it just hasn't worked out? Like what Cass is saying, like sometimes players, and it's true, like it just doesn't work out. Wrong time, like wrong player. Like, what's your thoughts on it, bro?
I just think it didn't work out. For me at the time, it seemed just like another, almost like big name, big shirt sale, sort of signing, like one of those typical sort of Man U signings, and I've said this a few times before. I think with some like a club like Man United, just because it is such a big club, there are such huge expectations on certain players, and with Sancho obviously being like a young player, like really young player, with like everyone was expecting him to be the next England star, the next Man United star, whatever. I think there are just players that can't cope with that sort of pressure. At Dortmund, he basically had the freedom in a way to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And he could play to his strengths and his ability. Whereas I think it was just maybe like just too much was being asked of him. And I think it's just the wrong player for the wrong club. I think he can thrive elsewhere. I don't know where in particular, but I think there's just too much expectations from him, to be honest. And it just sort of went down.
That's a valid point. How Dortmund managed to allow their players to play with so much freedom.
Because they're a selling club.
Well, but they are the team that predominantly pushed Dortmund, but they still allow their players to play with that freedom. It's weird.
Because they're a selling club. Because when you're a selling club, there's no pressures on them to win the league or nothing like that. There's no pressures, bro. They build players.
I think it's more about the philosophy, though. I think they're just very good at nurturing players.
Every season,
they are very good at that. I think they are. They're very good at building up players' confidence and giving them like a platform.
But the difference is,
I also agree with you, Cass. I agree with you because you're right.
Their manager's not getting sacked. If Bayern managers don't win the league, he's getting sacked.
Pressures are different. You're right. They are different. No,
Dortmund's manager has been sacked a few times recently.
I do agree with what you're saying, but it's mad that like in the Premier League, the minute you're in a title race, the pressure is on. It doesn't matter about whether you're a selling club or Tottenham have been in one. The pressure was on them. Yeah. Like if you, but somehow over there, it's weird.
The philosophy is just
it's a proper footballing country. That's why.
Sorry, guys. George, what was you saying, bro?
No, I was just saying. I think the philosophy is just different there compared to the Premier League and stuff. I think for a club like Dortmund, especially, they bring their players up, in my opinion, a lot better than what we do in the Premier League. I think there's just way too much expectations from the top clubs in the Premier League, and just some players just can't handle it. Like it just is what it is. Like we sort of had it with Dele Alli in a way. Like he reached a ceiling and didn't want to push any further, and it just fell apart for him. So I think there are just players that happens to.
Media.
This is what I'm saying. And
Yeah,
if I
that could be a big thing.
Sancho to go get another player that's
Same
more
thing for
suited to what
Martial.
we need, I'm selling him.
Maybe the
about the
pressure
team, not the
of
player.
having a maybe the pressure of Martial having a Ballon d'Or clause is why he's not playing well as well.
Yeah, maybe. This reason why Jesus
No,
can't even
man.
get a game right now. Getting
I don't
chopped
know,
out for
bro.
Trossard in false nine.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, man. Maybe
Alright, guys.
Arteta's the plan B, bro. Maybe you might win the league then.
Listen, I don't know,
Matt,
bro.
it's good to see
that
Liverpool
got me
fans
still.
smile. So,
Bro, I ain't smiled for a minute. I can't lie. Do you know what? Do you know all year? I've just been getting rattled all year. Just having to sit there quietly, bro. I can't really
I
say
just
that.
keep looking back to my January and February, thinking how I was in meltdown.
I remember
mode
when
and
there's certain times Lee was just going off, and I was just sitting there thinking like, raw.
Yeah,
I
don't
can't
hear
really
that.
say nothing right
No,
now.
We need to bring that
Listen,
smile.
man,
We
it's
didn't
been
even
a
touch on Bellingham to Madrid.
It's been a good season, man. I'm happy, bro. I don't know what you
Can't
lot
even say
want.
As
nothing,
it,
but
you're
no,
trophyless.
Listen, all I'm saying,
Season
Ten
of
Hag,
Spurs, really.
I said we're the same. I said we're the
Ten Hag,
same.
all of this next season. Listen, I told you the jury's out on him. People thought I was waffling. The
Lee,
jury's out for me, bro.
Jury's out for who?
you were set up for it's not over yet.
Bigger fish to fry.
Listen, that's got nothing to do with me, bro. I don't say that stuff, bro.
Anyway, guys,
No, you said
listen,
you was in the
listen. Guys,
The
listen.
league.
Let me read out the supers. Let me read out the supers, and then we're gonna head out still. This is when you guys, I think, we're going back and forth. Daps touching, pause. His jab stopped working. He's tired. That's when you lot will go obviously going back and forth.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. Jed Ashford says McAllister already helping Liverpool get top 4. Bro, listen. Anyhow we get to listen, I don't think we're gonna get it, but anyhow we do, I'm not gonna lie.
It's the hope that kills when Ivan Toney just absolutely puts one past Allison.
Bro, you just lost to Brighton.
Wait. Did you do anything when you went to Brighton?
That's right. We're the same.
I know we are the same.
We're the same. We're the same. We're the
You
same.
had one game a week.
Talking like you're better. We're the
one game a
same.
week. Are you in the FA Cup final?
We're the same.
With
You
Ten
got FA
Hag
Cup
as the
final
manager,
players,
bro.
bro.
We're the
Are you gonna win the
same.
You've
Are
got
you
a
going to
chance.
win in the final?
Maybe.
We are.
With Ten
Maybe.
Hag
Jade
as the manager, you got a chance. Liverpool, don't worry.
All right, Jade Adford, Napoli have won the Serie A title for the first time in. Oh, did they win it tonight? Oh, big up Napoli.
It's taken
man.
time. They've been flopping last like 5-6 games.
Yeah. No, they finally done it. Big up to Napoli, man.
Dembele, Serie A winner. Oh, good point.
Bejan Barnes says, Lewis, even if Chelsea buy a Microsoft, he still won Excel. Hey, it's a shame Lewis were here for that one. Big up Bejan.
He sent me that yesterday, to be fair.
H, have you seen Ronaldinho's son? People say, oh no. Let me just say,
Ronaldinho's son plays like how Nunes plays football.
Let me just say, maybe his skills aren't the greatest. Let me not say that. That's a bit harsh still, but
Bro, you can never live up to Ronaldinho. No matter how good his child was, never live up to
That's what I'm saying. It's Ronaldinho,
Hold on.
unless he was a clone.
17, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's a clone.
He's off.
Tyron, would you guys take Neymar? All right, we'll quickly go.
I think he's going Chelsea.
Would you take Neymar at Spurs?
That guy will take Ward Prowse. Of course he is.
It's a bit of a silly question for us, but
No.
Not
Because you might be,
that it will change anything
thinking
for
about
us,
mash
but-
up the dressing room, though. No, but it's not just about how good. It's about he might mash up things like
I don't think it would
dressing
work.
room mash up, bro.
But
He'd suit you. He
Neymar-
goes
Neymar's
missing
Neymar.
in April and May, so he'd suit you well.
there you go.
March.
It's got
Alright,
his
we know.
sister's birthday, innit?
March. Sorry, March.
What about you, Dad? So you taking City?
Nah. No.
Okay. Cass?
Nope.
Man United, we'll take him?
No.
You don't think he can get in your team? No.
No, I don't want it. No, it's not that he can't. He can get it. I don't want him
Yeah.
in the team. I don't want him nowhere near. He's back. He goes everything that we've done in the last.
But don't
10
you
years.
think even a crap Neymar is still better than a better Anthony?
He's gonna be Chelsea.
Well,
through
is he
and
going to
through,
play? I've never seen play.
One's a
Neymar
fraud.
on the right.
The
Neymar's
one's a
never
fraud.
played on the right
One
hand side,
of them is serious.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we're
go
thinking
on.
of Neymar. I'm thinking if it's the Neymar back at Barcelona, yeah, Neymar PSG. No, forget that. Don't want to.
You wouldn't even take the PSG Neymar at Man United over Anthony.
Right now, the one the Neymar that's actually having a good season.
No,
this
big
season,
man
no.
thing. All jokes aside. I know Neymar's obviously got ankle injury, and to be fair, I know his stats from last season. I think he got last season in he played in league 20 times. He got 13 goals and I think 7 assists. Yeah,
That's nice.
but I'm just saying, all jokes aside. Would you not take him over Anthony though? All jokes aside, you wouldn't.
No,
Okay,
no,
fair play.
no.
No, fair play. It's not even a joke. It's not even a
I don't
I'll
want
take
him.
Messi though, and he's just cemented himself as the GOAT. Win us a
Fair
trophy.
play.
It's a mad question, you know.
Anyone who wins us
I
a trophy.
know.
is the GOAT.
Lee, would you take Neymar at Arsenal?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, why not?
Fair play, fair play. Right.
Well,
guys,
hold on.
listen.
No. Would you take him at Liverpool
Yeah, I can't lie. I would.
over Diaz?
Not over Diaz, but I don't know where he fits
You're
in, but I'm
fitting
taking
him
Neymar.
Yeah,
Somehow, of his Neymar, fam.
I'm
Listen, listen. Neymar's one of my like favorite players to watch in it. Like he's one of my favorite players.
Yeah. I
like,
agree with
you know what
that.
I
It's
mean?
just
But I know for a fact though he'll be headache, and I know he'll only last like 18 months. But I know I'll be there. I'll be there for 18 months, innit? And then he's gone in it. I know. What you think Klopp's gonna have it when he's turning up late, and then when Man City training, he's on his Instagram and all them things that, or he's playing flipping Call of Duty or something. You know what Neymar's like.
I mean, any Liverpool fan would take Neymar because they've got Thiago, so they have sauce. You know, even though he doesn't play.
I thought he was broken. I thought the record was broken. He's definitely fire tonight.
They don't mind 20
that.
games out of him a season. 20 games out of season out of him. They don't mind. So yeah, listen.
Yeah. Whoever said he's overrated,
they can get for their pasta. It's fine. Man.
Do you know what?
Okay.
But Grizz had one time on Big Six. Grizz got asked a question and he got cooked. Yeah, and it was unfairly because the question was, has Neymar underachieved, right? And Grizz said yes. And I agree with him because we have to be real that when Neymar was coming through, like, it's like Jesus was being reborn. Like they were the levels of Neymar.
Bro,
yeah?
Neymar
And I'm not saying he hasn't achieved a lot, but for what you expect from Neymar,
Let me check Danny now.
as far as overrated, look, Neymar at his best, is unplayable. But
yes,
so is Pogba.
As a City fan that I guess predominantly watches Neymar when we've played PSG, he's been poor every single time we played him. Like,
I think you just missed the wrong era.
No, against City.
If it was a decade earlier, you'd be.
Maybe.
He'd be the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Nah, Neymar's everything.
But has Thiago been a good signing for Liverpool? That's a good question.
Was that sorry?
Has Thiago been a good signing for Liverpool?
He has, but I think his availability has been a little bit sketchy. But one thing I do love about Thiago, though, he was so key for us winning trophies last season. You know, like trophies that you pick up and win.
Did he play?
You know them ones there, the ones that you're supposed to win this season.
Did he play?
That's kind of funny, isn't it? What happened? Huh?
You're not going to answer the question. Did he play in both of them though?
Did he play in what?
Did he play in both the finals?
Was he part of the squad? Do you mean? Was he important part?
Bro, did he play in both the finals? Yes or no?
I can't remember. You know, I can't remember.
Right, bro, hold tight, Carson. Yeah, he didn't play no games, but he's still very important to the squad.
Hold tight, man. Them that signed man for 40 million. Fabio Vieira. That do nothing. Sorry, my throat's going a bit funny.
You can go tit for tat, my guy. But
Fabio Vieira, 40 million does nothing. Just run around.
Listen,
if
Thiago's the person to help you win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, then no problem, man.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Do you know one thing I will say though, and this is, you know, when we talk about football heritage, you know, when you just want to try and add to your trophy cabinet, you want to try and win as many trophies as possible. That's what it's all about. Like Man United, they've won a trophy this season. Fair play to Man United, they've won a trophy.
They have one.
Man City are about to take that trophy that you thought you was gonna get. Spurs, I can't really say too much right now, but George, I'll let you know if you're not feeling well. And we're not doing that well either. So I guess Spurs, Liverpool, and Arsenal are kind of the same, right?
Now, Arsenal have got the Emirates Cup. They have every...
We're kind of the same.
I remember this as well. Remember this, Matt, as well, yeah? I just want you to know this, yeah? If Liverpool do finish top four, you and Arsenal have had the same season.
Yeah, I know. Which is kind of facts. That is crazy. That you're right, Cass. You're right. That is crazy. Still, all that promise.
Has he been? Is he been a flop? You're happy with him? I mean, this is the same.
All that promise.
You would have Klopp as a statue outside your stadium. So just levels, isn't it?
Thomas Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, all the promise in the world.
Odegaard, you mean? Can't even show up in a big game.
I mean, Kevin had to show him what time it was, innit? Imagine that Kevin showed up for one game and said, "You know what, boss? Yeah, my hamstring's a little. Yeah. Let's just take."
You didn't really answer my question, but it's all right,
bro. You didn't want to answer no questions. You went silent for so long.
I answered it, and you lot didn't want to take my.
And now you've got all this energy.
I answered it. You didn't want to take my answers.
You know, this is what I'm saying. I don't understand. You threw in the white flag. Now you want to act like the white flag never got thrown in, and now you're like, yeah, I'm ready to fight again. What are we doing here?
Questions you didn't want to answer it, but as I did say, is listen, if Thiago is the guy that's going to help you win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup,
Thiago, you know. Wow. All right, cool. People, listen. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's been a great show. It's been a feisty show. These men are all going back and forth. It's been banter as always. And listen, people, love for the love as well as always. Make sure you go and subscribe to the panel as well. Like I said before, they take time out of their day, their evening to bring you guys this content. So big up to everybody. And yeah, man, obviously you guys will be back tomorrow for the call-in show, obviously Friday night show. And make sure you go to Never a Foul as well, actually, because they're going to be doing a show. How many hours left, guys, until you guys go live again? Sorry, about an hour's time. But yeah, man, make sure you go and watch them guys as well. They're going to be on in about an hour's time. George,
we got Kendall and oh yeah, man, that Bayesian is coming on, Bayesian Barnes on.
Hey, big up, hey, come on, people, man. So listen, once you're done with this stream, go do what you're gonna do, eat a bit of food or whatever, chill out, and then go to Never a Foul, man. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, George,
love.
Now, come on, man. George, love as always, brother. I know you're not feeling well. And Goodly, listen, bro, it's glad to have you finally back. We thought we lost you at the beginning of the show, bro. But as I said before, we don't throw in no white flag or no towels. We battle to the end. Good to see you back, brother.
Yeah,
But
maybe
listen,
you could take a leaf out of my book, Lee, and you don't run away when your team loses, regardless.
You actually got up when the penalty was.
Yeah, I was getting up because I don't like penalties, innit? I didn't run away though. I was literally at the door, just watching it from there. Because
your phone watched more of it than you did.
I was here last week, bro.
No. Listen, people. Again, love for the love. Subscribe, smash that like button. It's Team Kop-Ish. It's George, Good and Lee. It's Daps. It's Cass. We're up, people. Love.
Peace.